Waited in such long anticipation.
On Jason Bateman's breath. That's what bated breath means, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Obviously.
Alright. So, to kick off this introduction, hey Patty, introduce us, bitch. Who's going first?
Bitch, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. So let's start out with Jack. Jack, introduce yourself.
If I must. Hi, Blackjack K9. I'm slightly tired all of a sudden.
Okay. Good.
Commission-
I'm not finished.
Commissions are open. Subscribe to File Phantasma YouTube. Cable, introduce yourself.
I was gonna do that on my turn. You had no faith or confidence in me.
Wow.
Go.
That's a yes.
Aside from commissions, everything good for you, Jack?
Watch Digimon Knighthood. We've gone past the point of no return. We're going towards the end goal.
Ooh.
I know we've been saying that for like a year now, but I promise you, it is gonna be like One Piece if I have anything to say about it. I don't want this to end. I'm cable provider.
I mean, technically it won't end because each story I have planned after it's continuations.
Mm-hmm. I founded File Phantasma with nothing but an onion and a rubber band, and also 3 people that I almost killed with cats. But we've grown since then. And now I present to you here as Tanbo Kamakiri. I finished Sleepwalkers. Go watch it. It's good. I put a lot of heart,
Good.
love, and the production value of Sleepwalkers trumps anything else I've done for this channel. Like, that shit had mad
And we're
money.
trying to get more games running so we at least have more worlds for the possible next game, question mark?
We'll see.
I'm trying to work on
There's more production and like money poured into like Sleepwalkers than a TV pilot. Go watch it. Cable will die if you don't.
But all things aside, check out more stuff on File Phantasma. I'm sure we've got something on here everybody can find and enjoy. Just give it a shot. If you don't like us, you know, you're not obligated to subscribe. If you like what we do, I'm happy you like it.
Okay. So subscribe, Luis.
Hey everyone, my name is Luis Vasquez. I make music and I make music for this channel and other things. And blah, 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 blah. You can follow me on Twitter at Luis Vasquez Music. There's a lot happening this month. I'm going crazy. Month, week, what's time anymore? If you're watching this on the bot, you probably missed my new single. So go to my Twitter and find it out. Watch the video and probably there's gonna be a bot somewhere of the concert I'm gonna do on May 14th. That's the release of everything. If you are watching this live, so save your time because next Saturday, May 14th, new single and concert with friends and guests and fun. 2 hours. Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's check it out. I'm gonna dedicate some time for Louise's concert. I'm gonna do the stand-up bit that got me kicked out of 8 clubs. So remember that thing?
Okay.
So remember, Luis Vasquez Music on Twitter. On everywhere else is Luis Vasquez Music. So
You also got a merch store too. Don't.
merch. 20% off on my merch store with the code Remember20, all in caps. Also, limited edition T-shirt. It's gonna away 1 week after the concert. So get it while you can, because it's gonna be gone.
Okay. I'm gonna buy them all. So you better hurry fast, viewers. Dan.
Well, hey there, Ninja Dan's Funhouse. Ninja_Dans_FH on Twitter. I'm the channel manager of Final Phantasma and the main editor. I'm the one who gets all the VODs up on the YouTube. And I be playing Grifter here in Bugs X Bones. And
Shifty fuck.
takes one to know one, you candy munching Yahoo.
I just had a weird thought correlation, and now I have an idea in my head. But
Does it involve Yahoo?
No, it was like I was thinking for Luis to sell his stuff. Like, hey, Luis, you should get with the promo codes. I was like, wait, why don't we just do like a File Phantasma Shark Robot at some point?
We should.
Shark Robot's like the perfect place to sell shit.
I will wear all the shirts.
We could make pins. We could make Louise mask pins that just go, what?
Okay, let's keep the ball rolling. One more person. Last but not least, Noodle Laser.
Hi, Noodle Laser. I play Coco here. I play people elsewhere. I am attempting to get something again together for Unreal, but we'll see. And I also have my commissions permanently open.
Go commission
Let's
her.
go.
She does backgrounds. She does characters. She does bomb-ass backgrounds, though. Like, no joke. Noodle, you fucking slay it.
Thank you.
You've, like, include it with 14 A's, and that's how long the Yas for Yas Queen is for you.
Yeah.
You're going to make Chibi explode from rage from that.
That's fine. Then you don't gotta be at work.
Ah.
Mm.
I think Chibi would take a rage pop. But Batty, I've
Oh.
taken away from your introduction. I apologize.
Quick promo for
Okay.
Chibi.
Chibi Wisdom, capital C, Chibi Wisdom on Twitter. His commissions are open. Chibi does high detail squad. Chibi does excellent character designs, and Chibi is open to any and all art suggestions you can give. If he's never tried it before, I feel he's confident in trying it, and I am speaking for him. Chibi is a talented artist, and Chibi is gonna give Cable a sandwich. He promises.
Okay. Well, this has probably been stated on every single video on the channel, but read Fanarchy, and who wants to do the recap?
Not it.
I mean,
Did it last time.
Not it.
Fucking fine, I'll do it. I'm DM.
Technically, Chibi's the last one to say not it. Chibi, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So last time on Bug Six Bones, after fucking finally, however many months and sessions we've been on fucking Island D, the party finally was able to collect all of the artifacts necessary to activate the Giant's Deathbed, a giant overglorified key for unlocking the secrets hidden within the depths of Blue Empire. The party made their way in to discover a very unusual city underneath, made of emeralds and obsidian that somehow doesn't seem to adhere to the normal rules of gravity or physics or anything of such. The party, after searching through the city for a little bit, were led by a mysterious glowing light to the first of 3 potential trials that they're going to need to complete before continuing further into unlocking the secrets of this ancient lost civilization. Upon last session, Grifter found out that one of the individuals on the Island D responsible for the deaths of several hunters and a potential adversary for the party was in fact his little brother,
Do we have a handout?
Rigard Bayer. What?
Do we have a handout for him so I can pull it up and show the screen?
I
know you showed the art. I just don't remember if it's not. It's okay. I was just checking.
Yeah, I'll we can worry about that later. But yeah, we'll go over that stuff. Don't worry about that right now. But yeah, the party took a camped out for the evening, and this would be occurring simultaneously, like while Grifter has his nightmare. Tonbo and Seox being up for a watch.
And just before we start, because I want to get my last stupid out before we begin, Batty, you
Yeah.
did an excellent job never living in a big city, portraying a big city accurately. You have an angry, violent redhead, and everybody got attacked last session. That's essentially everything you need about living in a city.
Living in the city.
All Tondo needs is a Celtics hat and some flip flops.
Oh God.
That's not what I want. Okay. Can you guys hear the music?
Yep.
Okay. So, you decided. Did you just decide to camp out in the building that you were in during the trial, if I'm not mistaken?
Adjacent to it, I believe.
Adjacent to it? Okay.
Yeah, like just around that area.
Because Neelam would have had to set up a tent, so I don't think he would have put one up inside the building. We must be like outside of it somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So yeah. You, Tonbo, are keeping watch.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Tombo's keeping watch.
Okay. Seax, are you also up?
I imagine I'm waking up for my heat shift.
Okay. What's Tombo doing at this current moment?
So, Seox waking up, you would see Tonbo like taking out like a a canteen or something with water in it, and just like splashing himself on the face to just rehydrate his eyes because they're a little dry. He's blinking. It's not like that. It's just he's been very hyper fixated for a very long time now, and he's keeping watch on everything in his surroundings, but he is still keeping his gaze on Neelam and Violet's tent.
Hey there, Tombo.
Are we trading off?
I mean, you need to rest.
I'll be okay.
Yeah. Seox is gonna sit down beside him.
Water? And he'll just offer you like his canteen.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
More for me. And he'll just splash himself in the face again.
I've been noticing there's a lot on your mind.
You'll see him not necessarily address too much, but Seox, how do you deal with it?
What specifically?
Being so unbelievably angry that you don't know what to do with yourself. Like, just gestures over to Neelam's tent. That person in there. He's not worth any of the effort Grifter puts through to deal with him. And yet we can't stop seeming to have to deal with him.
Yeah,
And
you're right about that.
the people he associates with are no better.
Huh.
You'll see a real not okay look on Tombo. As Tombo says that, you see like the more angry expression come across his face.
Why do you feel so angry against him? I mean, we are all angry against him, but that's not you.
You know how Island C messed with everything we saw?
Yeah.
Terrence, Neelam's subordinate, whatever you want to call him now. He made me watch as my dad's skull got crushed in by Darrow. The way a mine was supposed to be crushed in. And Seox, you would see it, Luis. Like there are actual like it's not just like angry, like there are actual tears going down his face. I don't even know if that really happened. For all I know, Darrow did kill him somewhere, and I don't get to see him anymore.
I understand. Seeing things like that is not easy to bear.
People like him revel in it. Just again over at Neelam's tent. He's supposed to be Grifter's brother, and he doesn't care what happens to him.
Family's such a complicated thing.
Yeah. None of us are related to each other, and I would die for anybody here. It's fucked up.
Yeah. Man, you know about my past. And honestly, you guys are more a family than what I ever had in the past. Family can be by blood, but sometimes family is not even blood related. Hell, even blood relation does not make family.
I mean, I only
Thing
ever
is,
had,
what
I only ever had the one family before, and I don't really get to know what happened to them. I don't want me not doing the right thing or me being too emotional to think right to be the reason I don't get to have you guys anymore. I don't like being angry.
Seox is gonna reach over to his face and he's gonna pull the mask off. And you're gonna see his light blue eyes and his very soft face, even for someone that so under trains all the time. And he's not gonna look at you because he's like, and he's gonna actually pass you the mask.
What's this for?
That mask is some degrees my own shame, my own reminder that my anger cannot take control over me. It's big tongue in cheek of wearing that on my face. But I let my anger control me. We might say it was the poison, it was the influence over me. Whatever that moment was. But I took that and rose above it. You guys made me rose above it. And I think that's something that's gonna be important for all of us, especially now. That even though we are going through like harsh things. We all have our issues and things. We have problems with Neelam. We have problems with Darrow. But we still have each other to rise above and keep ourselves centered. I mean, things have changed so much since you guys came into my life. I cannot see what would have happened if that didn't happen. Probably I'll still be angry and pissed at everything, letting that anger destroy me.
You're gonna see him like chuckle a little bit, and then he's gonna hand you the mask slowly and just go, "No, Sayox, I think I owe you an apology." And like tears, but still smiling. When we first met, I honestly thought you didn't like me.
I mean, I was a lone wolf.
No, I've met lone wolves. They still hunt in packs.
Guess. No, I understand. Because I was a monster. I consider myself a monster.
I was a freak. I considered myself that. That's what everybody told me anyway.
Yeah, but we are not that. We really are not that. As much as our circumstances said otherwise. Oh, also, you notice something very. If you look at, have you look at Seox?
Yeah, he would
Like,
he'd be looking at you.
he has a small gem in his forehead.
Sax, what is that?
No, this thing. Basically, this was the significance that I am the firstborn of the clan leader. Basically, this means that I was supposed to be the next whatever.
Are you gonna do that if you have a kid?
No, those traditions are long gone. Honestly, if that ever happens, I'm gonna do something different with it. Make something for good.
I bet you and my dad would have got along. Although he has a bit more energy than I think you'd be able to handle.
Maybe.
You see him just like sit back.
Tomorrow we had to move on. Yeah, Neelam's here. But I don't think he's gonna do anything stupid. I mean, he really can't do anything stupid because of the whole Nen thing they did. So I think we better concentrate and help Grifter through this.
You're right. And if the worst should happen, we need to make sure TL's okay. As much as I don't like him, Darrow, he gave me a chance to save Grifter without and let Grifter do what he needs to do. He's worried TL will die, so out of respect for someone like that, I have to do my part to make sure Teal's okay.
I mean, even with Daryl out of the picture, it is a worthwhile thing to protect Teal.
Oh yeah, Teal's my friend. It's just
Yeah.
this kind of trumps a little bit more of that.
Yeah. Take it on the bright side. You're just helping your friend. To hell with Daryl.
In a way, I get it. I don't. The steps and the lengths he went to for his family. I hate Darrow for the things that he's done, but I don't hate him for why he did it. I would do the same.
Still doesn't excuse him.
Oh no, it doesn't. And if he comes near Grifter, I'll shove my fist so far up his ass he won't even be able to shit right for 3 weeks. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah.
Luis, you would notice Tombo's talking to you, but there are points during the conversation where his eyes aren't even open as he's talking. He is very noticeably about to pass out.
Silks is gonna put the mask back on. You better get to sleep. You're gonna need it tomorrow.
Yeah. He's gonna go in his pocket. He's gonna give you the Island B ring. If the worst should happen, send TL back to Island B.
Got it.
I figured that was an easy way to deal with that. Batty, what's the terrain of the area look like?
So to kind of go into a bit more description, whatever the ground is made up, it's not quite obsidian because passing knowledge, that this material that you're on right now, it can chip and you can not burrow through it, but it's more brittle, but it still retains the same black glassy kind of structure, and you're just kind of looking over this dark reflection of the entire city, almost as if you were there was an entire separate city underneath your feet.
I miss dirt. And just looks at it. Hey, Seox. When we head back, when we're done with all this, you feel like doing some special training?
I'm always up for training.
I feel like looking for magical beasts, and I'm sure they can put up a good challenge.
Sounds interesting.
Little expedition team, so to speak. Not on this island, though. I hate Island D.
Yeah, please, far away from here, please.
I'm talking about, behind our house.
Wait, what?
Well, not behind our house, but, the wooded area not far from there.
Oh, that actually works.
Yeah. That way, when we get tired, we don't have to sleep in the dirt. We can go home. Oh, you see him just stretch a little bit. All right, I'm gonna pass out for a little while. Wake me up if anything, Seahawks.
Yep.
He'll give you a wave, and then he'll just go to a miscellaneously set up tent, and he'll just pass out.
Seox. Before everybody else wakes up, I want you to roll me a perception check.
Let's go. 17.
Hey.
You would catch this. You would notice, similar to before, the longer you stare, the more faint glimpses you get of what you assume to resemble the figures of people just walking through. They're almost like the faintest hints, though. You can tell probably this has to do with something that the hairpin was doing earlier when you saw all the visage of people's memories that weren't actually there. For just a second, there's a flicker. And you think you see somebody familiar to you, but it goes away faster than you can comprehend.
He's gonna look at that direction for a bit and then just keep watch after that. He's not gonna dwell on it.
With that, everybody wakes up.
Oh, Grifter is waking up angry.
Dumbo, get up.
Coco's kind of looking a little giddy to see when Neelam will wake up to see if what she thinks happened.
I forgot about that.
Always in good spirits, Coco.
Grifter throws the hairpin down in his sleeping bag.
You said what?
Oh, Coco?
Let's go in order. So Coco, starting off with you, we'll get to Grifter in a moment. You do notice as you're waking up, or as Neelam is getting out, he is wearing a different pair of pants.
Yeah, he pissed himself.
You snicker to yourself. What is Dustin doing as he's getting up?
Eating.
What
Whatever
are
he has
you-
in his pockets.
Are you eating beans?
No, he's eating sweets.
Candy, okay.
Someone gave him sugar. He's going to eat it.
I gave you a pound of candy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
breakfast. That'll last me all of 5 minutes.
Dustin, that's gonna ruin your appetite. Tombo takes a handful of it and just eats it.
Who cares? It's good.
I know. Grifter, are you up?
You guys at this point would hear the clanging of the sword to the ground coming from the direction of where Grifter was resting.
No rest. And immediately gets up to go see what's going on.
It's just Grifter looking down at the hairpin going, I'm not done with you yet. And just going into his bag and pulling out Mulberry and placing it by the hairpin. Like, make sure the prince doesn't do anything crazy. Like, if he does anything, I don't know what you're planning on doing, but whatever. Also, get some breakfast. I swear I never see you eat.
Mulberry croaks.
Hey, Grifter. Mulberry? Just nods to
Mulberry
it.
croaks.
Oh, alright,
Tom-
good.
I'll be right back. I have something to say to my brother.
Wait, what?
You're walking towards Neelam. He is watching as Violet is packing up the tent. He's of course not packing up himself. What do you want? I didn't have a good night last night.
You walk with me this way. And just further away from the party.
C'est la vie. And he's just gonna make a hand gesture to Violet of just like, just do whatever.
Is there a place like around the corner, like where no one can see us?
Yeah, there are several places where you can just go outside.
And doing the motion, grabbing Neelam by the collar and just looking at him.
Oh, look who's feisty.
And Grifter looks like he's about to punch Neelam, but lowers his fists, and there is a tear forming in one of his eyes. Rickard's alive.
He's gonna blink.
Did you know? Did you know Rickard is alive?
He's gonna actually kind of. Well, yeah, of course I knew Rickard was alive.
Don't bullshit me, brother. I knew. Our baby brother is alive!
I don't have full memory of that night.
He's been here the whole time. He's on that godforsaken island.
You're gonna have Neelam look very contemplative for a moment. If you want to roll an insight check on him, you can.
Hopefully I get it this time. No.
It's with disadvantage, so I'm gonna roll 8 on the die.
Yeah, I ain't getting that one.
No, you're like No, fuck. I misspoke. You get advantage. He rolls normally.
So you got a 9 versus an 8.
Yeah. You
Oh
just,
my
you
God.
Just barely beat him out. You see like an emotion that it's somewhere close to grief, but then it fades into confusion, and the confusion goes to grief again, and this kind of cycle ends up repeating itself. Every time you mention that Rickard is alive, this isn't natural, but you can tell your brother had no idea of this.
I've been doing a lot of thinking. And it tears me up every time I think about this, because no matter what conclusion I come to, I'm in the wrong.
Come now, brother. You're so close to finding out what really happened. Are you really going to...
If you know. For all I know, this could have just been a game of give me false hope. But it doesn't matter anymore.
You want me to be honest with you?
I would prefer it for once.
Honestly, I'm in as much of the dark as you are about certain events. I remember stabbing quite a few of our esteemed family members, but I don't have full memory of that night, nor do I fully know why Father was doing all of any of whatever's going on. I decided to join along for this venture. At first I was worried because obviously there's a large gap of things that I don't know about wherever we are right now, but this is the only move I can make at the moment.
Was it your decision to stab them? Or was it the hairpins?
The anger was real. And with that, he is going to actually walk away.
was foolish to think there was any chance of reconciliation. And Grifter's gonna rejoin the party.
You see Grifter walking back sullen. Neelam's fixing up his tie.
Everything okay there?
No. But there's nothing I can do about that.
What happened?
Just walk up and slap him on the back.
This
What's
is
up,
really
Sourpushes?
That is unnecessary.
No, it's not. Everyone was too sad. Now I don't know what the hell was going on, but it's a new day.
Just trying to get answers, and unfortunately, receiving some.
Mm.
Grifter, what?
Sweetie? He shakes a bag of sweets in front of your face. Obnoxiously close.
Just moving your hand away.
Come on. Have one.
Fine. Just pops a lemon drop in his mouth.
Grifter, what happened? You don't just talk to Neelam without a reason. And you especially don't just wake up in the morning and talk to Neelam. I've heard you in the manor before. You woken up in the morning and said what a good day to not talk to Neelam.
I have said that.
You did say that.
It's on his calendar. What happened that made you talk to him?
That. And just point. Just like looking in the direction of the hairpin.
Mulberry is keeping adamant guard.
Good frog.
That frog kind of scares me. I don't know why.
What did the hairpin show you?
Didn't show me so much as talk to me.
No, that's a change.
Do I gotta beat up a sword? I'll do it.
And no one's gonna be able to hear this, but Tonbo is actually gonna be. Tonbo can read lips, and I am mouthing the words, "We're in danger." Tonbo!
Grifter?
You know, Tonbo, you've also been rather on edge lately. This is giving me flashbacks, Professor.
Oh, God.
I mean, after all, I shouldn't be too surprised. It is your MO, after all, to never trust manipulators.
He's gonna look at you. His eyes are gonna dart towards the sword, and then he's gonna look back at you. I'm glad you remember that, Grifter, cause... And then eyes darting back towards the sword. I think I'm usually right about my first impression of things.
Unknowingly so.
You say unknowingly or annoyingly?
Annoyingly so.
Oh, hey.
Because that usually means that you're right and I'm usually wrong.
Tombo's gonna walk up, and does Grifter look visibly tense?
There is the usual tenseness, but there was a sly smile when he said that. When he said it's usually because you're usually right and I'm usually wrong.
Tombo's gonna walk up to you and put a hand on your back. Well, better late than never for you to figure that out, and pats him there. But don't worry, even when you're wrong, you know I'm here to help fix it.
Been wrong a lot lately. Don't like it.
Well, mind if I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Do you think any of us here are not gonna help you no matter what?
Frankly, I'm mostly still surprised that people are around as often as they are.
Grifter, do you think we're gonna help you? Yes or no?
Yes.
And then you're just gonna feel a very strong slap the same way Dustin did to you on your back. Congratulations, Bear. You got one right.
Same spot, even!
That's what we're here for. No heartless, soulless, inanimate object will ever stop us from helping you. Also, the hairpin can't stop us either. I was looking at Neelam's tent as I said that.
Well then. I'd say we get ourselves ready for another adventure.
Oh, speaking of getting ready, Dustin,
Yeah?
I had a thought, and I'm wondering if you've done this yet. I go into my pockets and I pull out the artifacts I chose to keep. I haven't actually seen what all these things do. Have you?
You know what? I have one I kept as well, but I have no idea how it works.
Alright, show of hands. Who else is working with something you don't know what it does yet?
Grifter slowly holds up a hand. I may have taken something.
I'm fine.
Oh yeah, you were flying. Anyway. Coco, you good?
To be honest, I forgot what I have on me.
Just like looking at all the artifacts. I mean, better late than never to know what they do. Who knows, maybe one of them's a magical artifact that leads you to trials under the city.
Wishful thinking.
Oh,
Please don't be mine. Please don't be mine. Please give me cool powers. Please give me cool powers. Please give me cool powers.
I know this one doesn't do that. This one does this. You see the ring on Tonbo's finger glow, and then you see his backpack isn't buckled, and then out of it, Grifter hasn't seen this yet, has he?
Nope!
Yeah,
Doesn't seem Fantasia with spoons.
You watch as like a merry melodies of silver spoons come wandering out of Tonbo's bag, 40 of them.
What the?
And then he does like the ta-da pose next to all the spoons.
Trade you.
You're embarrassing me, Spoons. Take a bow. Batty, do all the spoons bend to bow?
Yes, they did. Like if 5 different psychics were in the room, they all bow.
Ah. I'll trade you a pack of cigarettes for it.
Smoking will stunt my growth.
This ain't prison. Keep those safe just in case we do get into prison.
What are the odds of that? We're rich.
Looks to the hard camera. Post Bones, Season 4, Prison Break.
You know, I was actually gonna draw a fucking, like, art piece with all of us in fucking jail in the fucking suits behind bars. I wish I'd done it now.
Yeah, except I would be in a different prison.
You're in a juvenile correctional facility. They're waiting 1 year for you. Like, do I get out of here in a year? No, you go to big people jail in a year.
No, see, the kind of crimes Coco does, she would be tried as an adult, I'm sure.
Yeah, but your mom's a diplomat of another country. They'll have to settle for juvenile court with you.
Speaking of Coco.
You would probably get off with just some fucking civil duty or whatever.
Coco, as everybody is going off to test their different artifacts, you notice a flash of light, and it kind of carries across the reflective floor, so it's kind of painful for a second. But upon when your eyes readjust, you realize it's just TL taking a picture of Mulberry.
Yeah, that really hard.
Oh, sorry, I'm just making the best of being down here. Have you seen any animals in this place? You would think there'd be at least some sorts of insects or maybe burrowing mammals, but I haven't seen anything.
Well, considering that the city was at the bottom of the ocean, it makes a lot of sense to me, TL.
I don't know. Like, there would at least be something, but you're probably right.
Yeah, it's a little odd that there isn't at least something like crustaceans or barnacles or anything like sea-based, if you ask me. Considering that, this place isn't entirely waterproof, there should be some cracks and crevices.
Come to think of it, I don't think I've seen water other than what's in the pools. This thing must be airtight.
Maybe, who knows?
Okay.
Anyway, why are you so fixated on the frog?
Oh, well, I'll tell you later. Actually,
Okay.
can you, step aside? Okay, Coco. And he's gonna, he's just gonna be, crouched over by Mulberry. And then, he's gonna, really fast run over to you. Can you keep a secret?
I don't like where this is going, but okay.
Okay. And he is going to hand you a photograph. And from there, going to jump over to the rest of the party.
Secrets!
Secrets.
What is the photograph?
You're gonna find out in a second.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Destiny, start.
Yep, go on.
Poking Dustin in his love handle so he tests out the loincloth.
Did you keep the kilt I found?
Jack's on mute. I'll take it from here. Roodly toot toot. Toot, I'm Dustin. Doodly doot doot doot.
Have you
guess-
seen my hat? Tarnation, tarnation.
I guess we can go back to Coco and describe what the photograph is. Coco,
Let's look at this photograph.
rewinding just a moment. Coco, TL gives you the photograph, and he was acting very serious for whatever reason. But the second he hands you the photograph, you notice his face is super giddy and excited. You see something terrifying looking. It looks like the inside of some sort of parasite. You see a bunch of hooked objects lining the inside of some sort of fleshy cylinder.
Like a fucking lamp.
Oh, that's something I didn't need to see today.
Coco, do you know what this is?
The product of your nightmares?
This is the entire reason why I came to the Renee Republic.
What, mental scarring?
This is the inside of the Blulian bullfrog's mouth. This is what... Nobody's ever seen one of these before.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Why hasn't anyone just caught one and dissected it?
They're very elusive. And, very, well, you saw what they did to the insects. There's not really much, research done on these little guys. They don't even, nobody's ever even found a corpse of them before.
Question. Why are you making me keep this a secret?
Okay. Now thinking about it, nobody in the party would, give it away, but it's just... This photograph is very important to me.
Okay, then why are you giving it to me? We have not talked to each other.
No, I'm
At
just
all.
showing it to you.
Okay, that's cool, but like, why are you involving me? I don't get it. I'm so confused.
Well, because you were looking at me, and I felt bad because I blinded you for a second with my flash photography.
Okay, well, I mean, that's just in general. You just don't take photos with the perspective surface.
But if I did, I would have got this photo that I need.
This is how the
Well,
friendship is
just.
born.
I don't understand you, TL. This bothers me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I just wanted to show you something I thought was cool and excited about.
Okay, good job. I'm gonna go just wash my eyes out with bleach, I guess.
Okay.
Dear God, what's going on over there?
I don't know. There's a lot of screaming.
Hey,
Should we be worried?
hey, no
Should
worrying
we
about
grab the
that.
popcorn?
Poking Dustin in his love handles. Don't worry about that.
Eh.
Test your thing. I want to see
Oh,
what it does.
right. I will take my mortal's waistcloth and start pouring them into it.
Dustin
Please don't.
activates his jockstrap.
Please don't blow me up. Oh no, it made the DM die!
Dustin's impotent now.
Why?
Did-
Why?
That thing.
Did you not have what it did?
No,
on
you told
your
us.
Oh, you refused to tell us.
You told us to wait and test it in session. You wouldn't tell us
Yeah.
when we asked. You.
Yeah, you were very
Oh,
adamant about
so
not telling us.
I didn't
anything.
know which one that Dustin
Oh,
kept.
Immortals
Okay,
with Claw.
I just said the immortal's waistcloth.
sorry,
Yeah.
I was setting up things for later. Just give me a second. How do I describe this?
With words?
Dickhorn, 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 dickhorn.
Dustin,
Mm-hmm.
as you activate this, you no longer feel two sensations in your body: hunger and thirst.
Oh shit!
Oh God!
Wait. Jack. See where he's going with this, because this might actually be really bad.
If for the audience, when you have this on, you don't need to eat nor drink.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we're
thought he
good.
might have been turned into a zombie.
No,
No, you're not a zombie.
I thought it was, I was scared for a second, because I was like, wait, maybe you just don't feel the sensation of it, but you still need to do it.
Nope. Dustin, you can innately tell that you, while wearing this, are not going to have to consume things to survive anymore.
It's the ultimate waste loss item.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I had this.
How do you feel?
We need to get this to Miluki.
How do I explain this? No food and no drink makes me feel about it the same as I am now.
Wait, I mean, you're always hungry.
I know!
Hold on. Tumblr, let's test this. Grifter pulls out an atomic warhead. Like the candy.
Oh, okay.
Shaking it in front of Dustin like Ha?
He just shrugs.
Dear God!
Seox, catch me. Dumbbell's gonna fall.
Catches.
I mean, I think I still can. He just yanks it from your hand anyway.
Hi!
Oh, okay, he's still Dustin.
Well, I can mark that off my sheet, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of useful. Imagine being on a long ass expedition,
Goodbye, atomic
Don't
warhead
need-
candy.
not needing to go after food is kind of convenient.
I look up towards Seox. Imagine training with that on. You never have to stop to eat.
No, it's mine.
You can share.
Fuck you, no.
I would offer you a spoon. Spoons, look
I
impressive.
don't share.
Spoons.
Crypto's giving you the Heimlich maneuver. Give me back my candy!
Whatever. If I find out this other item I got, Dustin, gives me the ability to fire bullets from my eyes, I'm not sharing it with you.
I have guns for that.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
you
but you
don't
use
have to
ammo.
have to.
Tombo
That's it.
takes, we'll flavor it to just be a bracelet, Patty, okay?
Okay.
Because you said any, like, item is fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna see Tombo take out, like, one of the bracelets and put it on his left arm, like, alright. Come on. Something. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm expecting with this.
Come on, constant fart.
I don't want that. Don't do that.
I do. That's fun.
What if it is farting, but only when you're in a romantic situation?
This thing needs to be destroyed.
No, we use it to our advantage.
What if your partner's into it?
We call it sneaky squeakers.
Put a pin in that one. I like that name. But I'm gonna just go ahead and pour it into it, better.
Is this what I think it is?
Yes.
You're gonna see.
Oh shit! It makes me sneeze.
You're gonna actually see. Let me roll for this actually. Okay, 3 different Tombos appear, in addition to the normal Tombo.
Wait.
Are they behind me?
Yep.
Alright, do I
What?
see people
Kage
looking...
bullshit, no
Do
jutsu.
I see people looking surprised?
But I'm Selks is
I was
surprised.
gonna ask if only Tombo can see them or the rest of us.
Everyone can see him.
Alright, no, so they're
but that's
behind
old.
Tonbo and I can't see them, so he's going to see you all looking surprised and he's like, what? What did it do to my face? What did it do?
No, just look
Behind
back.
you.
He's gonna turn his... Huh? Wait, are those...
When did you become triplet?
Now I have a question.
I have an offhanded line to say this.
Okay. Go.
If anybody... Tonbo's gonna mutter something under his breath, if that's okay, Patty, to see if anybody can pick up on it. It would be like a very low DC if they wanted to or not. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Alright, so it's like a super, super, super low DC for perception if anybody wants to.
Do I even need to bother with the 19 passive?
God damn it.
You'll
Not
probably...
a 19.
Like, you'd get it too, Luis. It's just Tondo, like, turns around and sees him. He's like, huh? Thought I was taller.
Aww.
Roll
Just
size.
from the background. Short ass.
I mean, you say that, Batty. Which Tonbos are here?
You see 3 Tonbos. And I did roll for these, Cable.
Mm-hmm.
A very perturbed looking Tonbo, and by perturbed I mean angry. You see a sad looking Tonbo, and you see a very giddy looking Tonbo.
How does the perturbed one look to Dustin screaming short ass?
He
Gonna kill me.
you notice that he's not doing anything at the moment, but the second he hears the word short ass, his eyes immediately dart to Dustin, and he's clenching his fist, but you're more focusing on the ground that is cracking beneath him.
Hi, Tonbos. Nice to meet me. I'm Tonbo.
Which one are you speaking to specifically?
Addressing the group to see who reacts first.
Hey, hello there. This is gonna the giddy look Tonbo's gonna
Oh my god.
run up and shake your hand really fast. Oh man, there's 4 of us now. Oh, we're gonna be able to get so much work done.
That is true. We can get work done.
We're not gonna die here. It's all gonna be for nothing. The sad-looking Tonbo in the back starts screaming. And then you're gonna see the angry Tonbo. He's just gonna kind of dart his eyes to the side. Well, if we die here, you know, whose fault it's gonna be. Oh, don't mind him. He's, you know, a little under the weather. Hello, I'm Tonbo. This is Tonbo. There's Tonbo over there, and I'm Tonbo.
I don't know how to feel about this.
My head hurts.
Well,
Okay, what's the deal with these?
What do you all do?
Well, I like looking for bugs. I think we all can agree we like looking for bugs. I haven't got to look for bugs in ages. I've been worried about. And okay, we're gonna ignore you for a second. What do you like doing, Sad Tombo? I just want to be happy.
I'm gonna pat Sad Tombo on the head. there, me. There.
Grifter's gonna walk up to Sad Tonbo.
Look, it's Grifter. You like Grifter.
He's sniffling.
Grifter's just gonna do like a kind of like a light hug to Sad Tonbo, and just be like, and just actually say softly like, "This is a part of you as a whole. I apologize for anything I may have caused for this."
He's just gonna look very downtrodden and not say anything. If you're so sorry, why are you telling me?
Because you're my friend.
I don't think I'm the one you should be apologizing to.
Aren't you all part of the whole?
I don't even know if we're real.
Wait. Tombo's gonna like look. And just like look at all of them. You're not just copies of me, are you?
I am going to roll an intelligence check for these Tonbos, but I want you to roll them.
Just 4 intelligence checks or 3?
4 in total, because you're also trying to deduce what these things are.
Alright, so I'll go Tonbo Prime.
Tonbo Prime,
14. Happy Tonbo, 15.
15.
Sad Tonbo, 12. Angry Tonbo, 19. Yeah, Angry Tonbo knows what's up.
We're just projections of what's going on inside of you. Everything I feel right now is because you can't get your shit together. Why don't you tell everybody how you really feel?
He's gonna look towards Angry Tonbo and with an actual angry face. Because there's a time and a place for it.
The longer you wait, the more I'm gonna eat up at you, and the more you're gonna wanna do something that both you and I are going to regret.
And I don't think that's gonna happen. Because we talked. So. Anger is necessary. But it shouldn't be a thing that takes over. You know that.
Yeah, you're right. We'll be fine. Just
As Sayok says that, and you think back to the conversation you had earlier, you notice that angry Tombo actually kind of backs off a bit.
I know I'm angry, and I know you're mad too. We'll deal with it later, okay?
Be better.
Tombo's gonna just, like, wipe his face real quick, and then turn around to the rest of the party. So, Tombo's, I guess.
Happy Tonbo he has his magnifying glass and he has a big smile that none of you guys have probably seen on Tonbo for a very long time. And he's looking for insects crawling along the ground.
I'm curious. What does he find with a 28?
He finds a pebble. Rats. Well, maybe. Nope, that's not a roly-poly, it's a rock.
Well, that one takes me back.
Good thing that part is still alive.
I'm gonna find so much stuff with them. And just like looking at the brace, I could probably turn them off, but I mean, I think any Tonbo worth their weight is good eyes. More eyes help, right?
Oh, definitely. Think of how much work will get done. Don't we need to find something in the city, or?
Oh yeah, we did need to look for something. Grifter, where are we supposed to go?
Well, the last building that we found that had one of the, like a puzzle of sort or trial or whatever you want to call it, had some of that script on it. The glowing script that you can only see if you're holding one of the spinal pieces.
All four Tonbos are looking at you, like, inquisitively.
TL and Coco are definitely able to see them. I am also unfortunately able to see them at the current moment.
Well, I have a plan then.
Yes?
You have good eyes, right?
Like, addressing Grifter or Tombo?
Grifter.
Very much so. Not as good as Tombo, but I can make two.
Anyone has the spyglass?
We will not be using that.
No, not the sword spyglass. The normal spyglass. Didn't we have a normal spy?
I got a scope.
Okay, that works. Give
Well,
me
here's the thing, also. I may be able to see it, and TL as well, but only Coco can translate.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
We just need to find it first.
No. It's
Translation
just,
comes
exactly. We just need to find it. Hang on. Selks grabs Grifter.
Huh?
Anti-gravity and pushing down.
Whoa.
Bye, Grifter.
Toy, just hang on.
Don't go splat.
And we're gonna try and go like high, like above the tallest buildings, so we can look down.
Grifter, it takes a little bit, but Seok's like holding you, is able to grab onto you, and you think you're gonna like fall for a second, but kind of performing the same thing that he tried himself when he was first looking. Originally, you find yourself up in the air and have a good scope of the city.
Oh my, this area is very large.
See anything?
Well, let's find out.
Perception.
19.
You don't see any of the same glowing aura that you saw earlier. You realize it's probably because you're not holding the sword, but as you have a good grip on everything, you see something that concerns you for a moment.
Oh no.
Mulberry has hopped towards Giddy Tombo, and Giddy Tombo is currently petting Mulberry.
We need to get down.
Wait, why? You say something?
At our camp, yes.
Okay. Using the pushing bracelet, pushing down.
Okay. You fall back down to the ground, not fall, float, we're gonna say. And Grifter, you land. What are you doing at this moment?
Turn it off anti-gravity, by the way.
Now, Mulberry is heading towards Giddy Tombo, and what are they doing?
Giddy Tombo is petting Mulberry.
No, your head's soft.
I look
And-
back towards the hairpin then.
You look back and you see a face that you saw earlier, but you have never seen in your life yet. It still feels familiar to you. I'm gonna roll and see who they are. You see a woman, short. She has when I say like a cat-like face, I don't mean like a Mimi cat-like face. Just her features. She's wearing a bandana around her hair, kind of brown, medium-length hair that's kind of tied back. She looks like she has sweat on her, wearing this worn flannel outfit. Some sort of worker or so you don't know exactly, but just right directly in front of your face, as also similarly you notice a bunch of other individuals just walking around that aren't actually there.
Walking past them, going to the hairpin.
She reaches out to you. Are you ignoring?
Not if she's reaching out.
I'm sorry, Etienne. I can't keep doing this. I've been having problems at home. Is it really that important to you? And she's gonna start walking off again.
Looking down at the hairpin.
You notice that TL is by the hairpin, and he's freaking out trying to put it back into place. Damn it!
TL, you should have known better than that.
I saw someone.
I know you did. I know you did. I've got a hand on his shoulder. I know you saw someone. It's going to do that.
I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. TL, it's okay.
He has his hands in his face.
Alright, I got an arm around him trying to comfort him then. Tia. Whatever you see coming from this sword, it's going to mess with you. I would know better than anyone.
Your memories, right?
They are only memories. But they're not all going to be beneficial.
I've never seen that person before, but I think they know me. How do I have a memory of somebody I've never seen before?
That's part of the trick. That's part of what the hairpin can do. You see, it's trying, and looking down at it, to cause confusion at the moment. And if it wants us to continue in an orderly manner...
Its sheath is gonna snap back on itself as you say that.
I don't know which one you have on. But... they all... part of one big screwed up family.
You hold on to this. And CL is going to hand you the photo.
Gee, what am I looking at?
It's not important right now. Just after this is all over, I want you to give it back to me. Can you do that?
I promise.
Okay.
Yeah, you and I are in for what's probably going to be one hell of a ride until we get out of here. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's going to be insanely dangerous. More than anything we've ever done.
Well, it can't be as dangerous as my last adventure. And
What happened to you in your last adventure?
Rabid eight-legged tigers. We don't need to talk about that. Got some good pictures though.
I'll bet.
I knew the eight-leggers were real. Everyone thought I was crazy.
That friend of yours is smart.
You've left Tonbo alone with Mulberry, and it's happy Tonbo. He's got a little vest now.
Oh no. So, TL,
Yes.
do you care for some candy?
Yeah, sure.
Just gonna hand him a bag of lemon drops.
Just in the background, I hear it. I smell candy.
I bought so many of these.
They're pretty good.
Yes, they are. You know, I actually bought them to use as makeshift,
Excuse me? You're gonna see Leanne. She's stomping behind you.
Oh, yes?
I think you've all fucked around enough for today. We're on a time limit here.
You are correct. Just grabbing hold of the hairpin, and this time, I am going to wrap something around it to try to keep it shut.
Okay.
I am wrapping the handkerchief around the hilt and sheath.
Okay. So, and this is, I'm gonna say after Leanne gets everybody grouped up. Wait, what? Were there 4 Tompos?
We all say hi in unison. Hey.
Oh, that's creepy.
I'm gonna ignore that for now. And she's like holding her head as she says it. Okay, so we need to find the next trial. Because for obvious reasons, and she's gonna say that like pointing over at Grifter, we're gonna have a harder time finding it. Now, the way I see it, we have 1, 2, 3 people that can see the location of the next trial. We can either do one of two things. We can stay in a larger group to improve our odds of any dangers that might occur getting us to the trial, or we can each individually split up and regroup as soon as somebody finds one.
Yeah, there is quite a large number of us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And we have 3 new members, apparently. Okay.
We can also separate into groups depending how many radios we have.
I'd say Coco, TL, and Grifter all need to be a part of different groups.
Granted.
I'm gonna look towards the Tonbo there. Are you all willing to help?
Yes. Yeah, I guess. But, there's nothing else we can really do right now. It's like, of course I am!
I ain't going with Peppy Tombo.
Oh, that's fine, Dustin. You know, we all need our personal space sometimes.
I hate him already. It's like episode 1 all over again.
I'm gonna put myself over here real quick, Batty.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask everybody if we split up in a group. I don't know how you want to do this. If you want people to roll initiative, Batty. Who wants what Tonbo?
I want the original.
Damn, I haven't heard those words in years. It's a self-deprecating joke. Tonbo walks over near Dustin.
Okay, they're all color-coded to match each individual emotion. I guess you can presume which emotion is which. Yellow happy, blue sad, and red anger. Yeah.
I'll take the salty special.
Okay, Coco's going with angry Tombo.
Oh, that's gonna be fucking fun to see.
I feel like out of all of them, you'll probably be the easiest for me to deal with.
Yeah. I don't really feel the other members are gonna be as focused at the task at hand as I am.
That's very judgmental of you, but okay, let's go.
I'm taking an eye on you too.
So Seox, Coco, and Angry Tombo.
Well then. Who's coming with me then?
Can I go with you?
Oh.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Sad Tombo's going with Grifter.
Who's his hairpiece, his spinal piece person?
Grifter is.
I am.
Yeah,
That's right.
It has occurred to me that if either Seox or me has to hit angry Tombo, we're gonna hit him right in the feelings.
Yeah.
I will say
That
this.
makes sense.
I will step in. Hold on. We can't send TL with this Tonbo.
Why?
We'll never find them again.
Ah, shit.
Oh no!
Oh, well, I guess I can go looking out on my own.
No.
You know what?
I know me. We need structure. You go with Dustin. I'll stay with TL.
No! You bastard.
Whoa, looks like we're buddies again.
Fun, Dustin!
Oh, we're gonna be coming back with one less Tombo after this adventure.
Well then.
I'll go with you guys because at least I can identify the runes that we need to find.
Oh yeah, I can't read what we're looking for. Neither can I. I can't either. Me neither.
I'm gonna say for Tonbo only team, I'll let you choose one other NPC to bring along with you.
I would have been more surprised if one of them was just like, oh yeah, I can definitely read this.
How fucking you can read?
Bisky can keep an eye on Neelam, I'll say. Unless if you want to take her, then all the others could keep eye on Neelam.
She might be your best bet, realistically.
Uh,
Like, translation-wise.
my heart is telling me Mimsy.
Your heart is yes.
It's either Mimsy or Victoria. My heart's torn between the two. Bisky's practical, but is she fun?
Like, have we had any Tombo Mimsy moments?
Not really. We haven't really had that many Tombo Victoria moments either. Mimsy could be fun. I don't want Victoria to be picked last for soccer though, if you know what I mean.
Oh no, that's because she ain't gonna be picked last because Victoria is one of my top picks.
All right, Mimsy can come with me and you can take Victoria.
Okay. Doopy doo. Okay. Now question. Do you want to voice the other Tombos from now on, Cable, as the party is now split, looking for this part?
You know what? It could be fun. I'll voice the other Tombos.
Okay. I guess Coco, Dustin, Tonbo, and Griff to roll me initiative.
Oh boy.
That's 12.
I 14, but I forgot to click my token. My bad.
That's fine.
I forgot to click mine too. I got to 20.
20.
19.
That turns so 20. Let me put on some silly little music.
And I'm also willing to say that if Mindy didn't want to stay behind with Bisky, I'm also more than willing to take Mindy also.
Yeah, we'll just say Mindy goes with you. And then
There's music.
it's scary music. I'm probably gonna change it in a second.
That's Angry Tonbo's theme. You picked him.
Scree!
What was Tonbo's 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So, going in descending order, so we're going to do this similar to the fourth phase of the Hunter exam. I don't have a official map for this, but we're going to be going based off of a pseudo map that I have on my person, and I'll let you guys choose the cardinal directions to dictate where you move. So, we're gonna start off with Seox, Coco, and Angry Tombo. What are you guys doing?
Hold on, give me a second. Alright, sorry. I was responding to somebody. I had to do something real quick. Sorry, what are we doing? I spaced.
So we're starting with Coco, Tonbo, and Seox. You guys are Angry Tombo specifically. We're basically Theory of the Minding it right now. So choose a cardinal direction of where you want to go, and I'm going to keep track of your tokens on an artificial map that I have.
Well, rather than choosing an arbitrary direction, I am once again going to be consulting Tail.
Okay. Tell
Alright,
it-
Teal. You know the drill by now. Tell us where to go, and you won't get exercised.
I don't know where all the trials are.
Okay, do you have a general idea?
I know where to go after the trials are done, though.
Okay, well, we can start from there and work backwards, I suppose.
There's a giant, temple at the edge of the city. It's a pseudo-pyramid, similar to the giant's deathbed. There's a lot of unpleasant things around that area, though.
Like what?
Like, things that should be dead, I'm thinking.
That sounds like a lot of things in this place. Like you, for example. You care to make that a reality?
I'll show you to that direction if you want to go there.
I don't think it would hurt to scope it out at least.
Batty, though I've been in the air 2 times. Have I seen something like that?
You have actually. It's connected to the actual wall of the cavern. It's obviously not as tall as like a lot of the buildings, but it is noticeable, and there's not really many like buildings around it. It's a very sort of ornate, small-ish looking pyramid-like structure.
Oh yeah, I know what building there. Oh, I can't hear them. Right.
You can hear Coco talking to her, but you can't hear Tell.
So,
Do you always have one-sided conversations, or would you care to let the rest of us know what you're doing?
Would you care to stop bitching at me so I can explain?
Well, you know what? If you really would like to know, I wouldn't. What's the sword telling you to do?
No. Stop.
Oh, you.
Well, if it pleases your highness, I am bullying her into giving us directions.
Does she know where the trial is?
No, but we have a lead on where to start. Now, if you'll excuse me, we're going to take your salty ass and go over here.
Hey, Coco, I'm gonna let you know something right now, okay? I want to get this over with and be done with this here. And you being your normal Coco self doesn't make that easier. So why don't you just relay what the sword says, and if you don't have anything for the sword to say, why don't you just stop talking?
You're making it hard too.
I'm the only one paying attention.
So I have a question for you, Mr. Sassy Pants.
I don't know.
If I choke you out and you go to sleep, does that hurt the regular one?
Can't hurt him any more than he already hurts. I don't care what happens to him anyway.
Yeah, well, we'll shelf that for later. Anyway, she doesn't know where to go, so we're starting with the lead. We're going to the fancy temple over there.
Temple. So that the pyramid thing I saw?
Yes.
Yeah, it's near the wall. There's not a lot of buildings around it, so.
Riveting conversation, Seahawks. Anyway, like, can we walk? We can walk and talk. And he just starts, like, going off.
Oh, by the way, there's apparently some sort of dangerous thing over there, so just keep your eyes open and maybe, don't trigger a trap.
Just waves his hand back at you.
This is gonna be a long day. Starts
All things considered, I think that went pretty well, actually.
Coco, you see Tell, she's making the, she's sticking her tongue out at Angry Tunko.
You just keep doing that.
Batty, can I do something for flavor's sake?
Yeah.
Alright, wisdom's my net modifier. With a 22, do I get the vibe that I'm getting sass from the sword?
Yeah, you get a vibe, you can't confirm it, which makes you even angrier.
Immediately pivots on his foot. I'm sorry, Coco, does your sword have something to say to me?
Tell me,
Yes,
you
it does.
bitch!
She says you're a bitch.
Walk up to it, pat Coco gently on the head, and like whisper to the sword. I don't care what Coco says. Both me and the real Tonbo are in agreement with this. You're getting exercised so fast when we get out of this fucking temple.
She's gonna whisper back to Tail,
Depending on how you behave, I will make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go. At the very least, I'm with you two. Comparatively to the rest of the party, Coco, you are difficult. You are very, very hard to work with. But I still
Didn't you just say like a minute ago, like
We're
let's
walking.
talk and we're walking?
I figured we were walking and talking at the same time.
Oh yeah, you're walking and talking.
More
Not
walking.
that difficult to work with if you just know how to talk to me and approach me. And right now, you were just all kinds of difficult.
Man, you should have took the other Tonbo then. You'd love Happy Tonbo. He's got nothing but good things to say about you.
Yeah, well, I figured I'd be the easiest one to deal with. Self-sacrifice and whatnot.
Segueing into Dustin, Happy Tonbo, and Leanne.
Give me a
Dustin.
second. I'm gonna switch on a dime.
Yeah.
Dustin, you know what? I have no basis for this. We could either flip a coin or you can choose an arbitrary direction of where we need to head. We're about in the middle of the city, so I don't think any guesses are any more wrong than the other ones.
Eeny, meeny, miny, left.
Okay, we're going west.
I appreciate your directness with finding things, Dustin.
Mm.
And you know, even with that right there, I know it seems displeasant, but you're being honest with me with how you feel in this situation. And I really value that. Thank you. And he's gonna pat you on the arm.
You won't make it out of here alive.
Dustin, roll a perception check. This is dumb.
It's a 22.
You're gonna see like Leanne cover her mouth to cough, but you realize she's giggling.
Don't you snigger at me.
What I'm not doing anything. I'm just focused at the task at hand.
Hey now, Leanne.
Whoop.
I see you laughing. Don't cover that up. We could all do with a little bit more joy in our lives, right?
Oh God, just shoot me now.
Gladly.
It would hurt you.
Oh, nothing really. If we want to get into the basics, except everything that's occurred in my presence over the past 15 years. But we don't need to get into that now. We're looking for ruins.
Oh, well, let me help. Can I do a survival check to look around that, or an investigation check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Which one?
Investigation would probably aid you more in this situation, so I would say yes.
21.
21. So, given what you've kind of experienced with the last test, you get a general feel, I guess, you are somehow able to deduce that the next trial will be higher than the previous one.
Just looking around and, like, examining the area. I think we might have to go a little higher up there.
What, you mean like in another one of the buildings?
Yeah, if it's about ascension to godhood, going up is literally ascending.
Oh, God damn it.
That
Okay.
doesn't narrow down which one.
Well, you know what? It narrows down which ones aren't.
No, it's actually helpful. When you think about it like that, there's going to be no trials in a building that is at least 5 or less floors. So we don't have to go into any of the short buildings.
But there's still a ton of big buildings left.
Yeah, yep, that there are.
So it still kind of doesn't narrow it down.
At least we don't have to look in all the tiny ones. They're boring anyways. All the cool artifacts are usually in the big, grandiose buildings.
Or hidden away in the small ones. Behind brick walls.
Do you make a habit of grave robbing, Dustin?
No, not anymore.
Okay, next time I get to choose groups.
Well, whatever group gets you, they're gonna be super lucky.
Give me that. And she's going to take the walkie-talkie.
Thought you meant she's gonna take the gun.
No, that's the next scene.
3 handheld ones. Pick one. Shoot him.
Okay, everybody. The next trial is going to be in a location that's higher than a 5th floor of any given building. Don't look in any of the small buildings.
Roger that.
All right.
Unless there's some really cool shit.
How cool are we talking? This is normal, Tonbo.
You know the kind.
If it does
Tonbo-
something, I'm keeping it.
You son of a fuck.
Who's next?
Tonbo.
Tonbo. You are with TL and Mimsy.
Alright, gonna look towards both of them. Alright, TL, Mimsy, we have 3 tasks to basically do here.
Okay.
First and foremost, we need to look in some of the higher buildings. I can kind of fly us up if anybody wants to take a look. Actually, you know what?
Yep.
If I fly you up, TL, do you think maybe you might be able to spot stuff because of your hair, your spinal piece?
Yeah, I might be able to spot something.
Alright. Second task is, once we find it, we gotta regroup with everyone and make sure we do it safely.
Okay.
Third task,
Yes.
there's obviously got to be animals down here. We will find them, because I want to find them, because I want that. Angry Tonbo's annoying, but he's right.
There's gotta be something down here, right? I'm not crazy.
There can't not be something down here.
I mean, the air is breathable. There's moisture, even though it's not coming from the walls. It's...
Huh.
Okay. Fly me up.
Alright, and then just like puttering sounds, like tails when they rotate.
Okay, want you... What direction did you walk before you decided to fly TL up?
Let's say, where did everybody else go?
So, Dustin, Leanne, and Happy Tonbo started heading westward. Coco, Seox, and Angry Tonbo started heading northward. And you don't know where Grifter went.
I will say we went south.
Okay. You guys went south?
Mhm.
Okay. Go ahead. I need to roll a perception check for TL, actually. Fuck. I have to actually open up his fucking character sheet now.
I mean, I can roll one too as well, right?
You can roll one too. It's not gonna be as handy as TL's.
Yeah, I just figured, like... So what I'm rolling this perception check for is if TL can discern a location.
Yeah.
Now, would he get the 11 because I'm helping him? I raised him up. Don't give him the nat 1, please.
I can't really see anything around here. Maybe it's in a different place. Maybe we need to go more southward or north. I don't know.
I'm gonna roll a perception check to look for... I was told for taller buildings. I'm looking for the tallest building in the south. With a 4... Well, actually, no, with a 25.
25, the tallest building in the south. It's not obviously the tallest building around, but is definitely doubles the height of the previous building that you were in. Probably about 14 floors high.
Alright, I'm gonna go back down towards Mimsy.
Mimsy's gonna salute.
There's a pretty tall building about, a little farther down that way. You guys okay with checking that out and then seeing what we see from there?
I don't have a problem with it. Mimsy's gonna shake your head.
Alright, cool. Let's, make our way there then, and pulls out the radio as we walk and just goes, hey, checking a really tall building to the south, about 14 floors. That'll be our last known location if anything happens.
14 floors. Okay, so I know where to check anywhere between 6 and 13. Anything around here.
Okay. Moving over to Grifter, Sadtonbo, Victoria, and Mindy.
Just walking along, just keeping a general glance for anything now between 6 and 13 floors to see if there's any building that might be, we might need to check out first.
There's a lot of the taller buildings that you see. They're going to probably be more northeastward, but also there's buildings that could fit those dimensions everywhere else, basically. The tallest buildings are specifically northeast of everybody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's where the thing is going to be.
Have you spotted anything, Tonbo?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
That's okay. In all reality, if there's anything that's going to be really unique to give away its location, unfortunately, I'm the other one who's going to be able to see it anyway. I was just wondering if you saw anything curious in general.
How come you don't just ask the hairpin?
Because we're not on good terms.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up.
No, that's fine. Because I've been avoiding the subject. Mostly because it's not anything to do with any of you. I want you to know that right now. It's not because of any of you that I avoid the subject, but because of the prince.
Is he mad at us?
Apparently mad at everything, aren't you? Victoria, Mindy, how have you two been faring on our adventure?
I'm getting paid, alright?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
My brother may not have been paying any of you, but I will be making good where he has failed.
Dustin's heart is payment enough, but also money will suffice.
I hate to break it to you, Mindy, but I don't think you're going to win that one.
I like a challenge.
You are going to have quite a severe challenge on your hands.
She's looking determined.
Well, I see someone's heart is set. Victoria, speaking of the realm of romance, you and I are on the same age. Have you met anyone along, between the hunter's exam and going from our current dealings?
Are you asking about my romantic affairs?
I figured, we're friends.
I haven't met anyone, nor am I actively looking. I don't see myself in the future partaking in such vices, unfortunately.
Well, I'm going to guess that's because you can't peer into your own future. Who knows? There might be someone out there.
There might be. I'm currently obsessed with organizing things.
So I've heard.
I'm very good at it.
That's with the sticky notes, right?
Yes. I tried to label your hairpin, but the sticky note was set ablaze.
Well, I tell you what. This one may not allow you to put a sticky note on it, but... And Grifter pulls out his Gion straight sword. I will allow you to label this one.
I'm gonna roll something for Leanne.
Leanne?
Not Leanne, Victoria, my bad.
I was gonna say, like, she's got eagle eyes.
Yeah, no, she sees you from across the map. Victoria is going to jot something down really quickly on a sticky note. You're gonna see the exact model number of the sword and the year it was made. You might want to be careful with that. That's an antique.
Duly noted. You've really been doing your research.
Yes, well, I've been collecting books for Coco's library, and we've been researching, and I thought it would be good if I had a background in historical knowledge and weaponry.
You know, I can definitely see between you and Mindy over there, I can definitely see you two actually making quite a bit of money once we get out of here in your own unique, with your own unique individual skills.
I suppose so too. I'm living out my life day by day.
Huh. And Mindy, I've been thinking about this. You definitely have the makings of a millionaire in the process.
Nobody wants to listen to me.
Well, I'd be willing to listen. I've seen what you can do.
You're not messing with me, right?
Scout's honor.
She's gonna, like, squint at you.
Okay.
I'm not my brother. I'm going to take that flat out.
You know, maybe if it doesn't work out with Dustin, I can...
I am
Go
also
after-
engaged.
Nah, you're ugly. I was talking about your brother. No
Oh!
offense.
Horrifyingly offended!
Stop it, Maddie. I have to be sad, Tonbo. Don't do this to me.
And with that, he's going back to looking at buildings.
Okay. I'm gonna say you spent your time talking, so we're gonna go back to Coco and say off with Angry Tombo. Luis, Noodle, are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Okay. So, you guys are traveling northward in the direction that you know the pyramid to eventually be. You start passing by taller and taller buildings that keep looking like they definitely fit the mark for what you're looking for, but there's also like a lot of buildings behind you that could fit the mark. You don't know if the pyramid necessarily is going to be tall enough, but you do know that it might lead to some answers if you keep going in this direction. What is everybody doing as they continue forward?
Well, I strongly suggest we do some stealthiness because apparently this area is dangerous.
Okay. I guess roll me stealth checks. 8. Luis, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
28
Okay.
for Zetsu stealth.
Oh, wow.
I don't actually have that on my sheet. I should put that on there.
I don't have set to cells. I forgot to. Wow, I forgot to.
I'll show you
Just
guys how
add
to
your
make
name modifier.
Stealth plus my wisdom, then. So it'll be that plus 3. So 17.
Okay. So, you all are sneaking your way through this area. And I am going to bring you to the map as you basically wind your way through a large number of buildings. Okay. Put your tokens right
boy.
here. So basically, you pass by all the weirdly twisting and turning skyscrapers that, again, don't seem like they could fall over at any moment, but for some reason don't. And you make your way to a very flat but ornate, decorative sort of area. The obsidian around you seems to have been replaced by this very chic blue color that has a bunch of designs printed in. And similar to the giant's deathbed, you see another pyramid, the same that you saw earlier, and it leads up to the side of the cavern.
Okay. I would like to investigate to see if I can read anything on the pyramid.
You have to actually approach the pyramid first.
I'm gonna look
Okay.
around. I don't trust this place.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is all kinds of spooky.
I guess
Well, because I thought it would be fun to, figure the puzzle out from the backwards.
He's gonna
Be a
look,
lot easier than just randomly guessing where to go.
he looks over at the the pyramid, and then he just looks back to you. Pretty fun. Yeah, I'm having a great time. Just looks around.
Great, glad to hear it. Let's go.
21.
God damn it.
I actually say, because I want Seox, I want you to roll me an investigation check.
No, okay.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Seox, roll me a
Uh-huh.
wisdom saving throw.
17.
17. You're walking along and you feel something grab onto you. You are going to take 2 points of necrotic damage as you feel something trying to pull you into the ground, but you step away and you see a pair of misty arms start to dissipate.
Okay, and then BS already here. Ow.
You should be more careful, Seox. I thought you were supposed to be trained for stuff like this.
I'm ignoring that. So I think there's some. I don't know what this is. I mean, it was like a misstand. Would it be the same thing that we found on that took over Island A?
If we're lucky.
Seems likely.
Anyway, Coco, this excursion is so fun, but how about I raise you into the air so you can see if you spot something?
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Wait, quick question. Can you do that like a lot?
I'm just like absorbing the dragonfly and spitting out wings. I assume if one Tonbo did it, they're all doing it. It would be the very universal thing, but you can raise her up too if you want. It'll save me some DNA points.
Like I'm more like I have this for free, so you don't have to use your land for that.
It'll save me some points.
Alright, sure.
Okay, let's
Hang on, Coco. We're going up.
Okay. Drag yourself to the top of the pyramid.
Oh, I thought it was just like I was more inferring a straight up
straight
shot.
up, not
the-
to the pyramid.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking around for any clues or anything, or specifically the next trial?
I would have been looking for next trial, but Tonbo's gonna just try to insinuate what he can from the ground while they do whatever it is they're looking for up there.
Okay. Roll me perception checks.
Can I use the 21 I got previously? I don't know if it was good for anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can use it.
God damn it.
Coco, you find some inscriptions written at the top of the temple that you can translate if you got closer to them. Other than that, you don't see any indication of a trial in this area. Seox,
Let's get a little closer. I want to see if I can piece together the whole thing rather than having to just take pot shots.
Okay. Do you bring her closer, Sax?
If she wants to, yeah.
Okay. Now you guys could drag yourselves to the top of the pyramid.
Okay. Batty, the way you've drawn this is so fucking bizarre and abstract that I have no idea what the fuck the top of the pyramid is supposed to look like.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. This green square.
You know that
Okay.
perception's kind of messing with me. Because for me, sometimes it looks like it's a hole, and sometimes like it's a pyramid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get that.
No, to me it looks like a hole. Like it's an inverted pyramid and it's fucking with me.
So I just see them flying off to the top of the pyramid, right, Patty? Just immediately yelling out, "Send a letter, why don't ya?" Just
We'll send you a postcard.
Aww, aren't you sweet? Just like glaring up as they fly off.
So,
Mr.
Coco,
Salty Pants, you're never gonna land a woman with that kind of attitude.
are you guys just yelling this?
Yeah.
Just Coco, stop provoking him.
It's kind of fun, I'm not gonna deny it.
That one,
Oh.
that one actually irritates a bit, like when Coco says that. Tell me something I don't know already, Coco.
Well, I mean, there is one woman you could potentially land, but I really don't want to talk about that right now.
And knowing Tonbo, he'll ruin it, just like he always does.
Pushing another push of the pusher. Going fast. I'm not dealing with this.
As you guys land to the top of the pyramid, Coco, you see a bunch of inscriptions written on the side of the cavern walls, in addition to a giant doorway. On the center of the doorway, there seems to be a locking mechanism fit for 3 keys, all of which you already have one of, or at least your party does. I don't remember who kept the key from the first trial. Seox. We're gonna get to what the inscriptions say in a second, Noodle, so hold on. Seox.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach the top of the pyramid, you notice, what you were able to see when Grifter unsheathed the hairpin, a bunch of people walking about.
Mm-hmm.
The second you reach the top of this, you're able to see clear as day. Some of the people you recognize, some of the people you don't. Or the people that you do recognize, you recognize them, but you don't have any memories of ever seeing them before. Then you see other people that you're like, oh, okay, that person has purple hair, they're probably a Bayer or somebody. But then you see the same person you thought you saw before, a rather sickly woman with red hair. You've never seen her before, but she looks an awful lot like Victoria.
Right. That looks familiar.
And she's just walking along the base of this pyramid.
This place is trippy. It's making me think like I know people, but that kind of looks like Victoria.
Coco, are you reading?
Yeah, I'm reading.
Okay. Seox, Coco is very adamantly trying to translate. And you're gonna see a couple different things. You're gonna see that this is the referred to as the gateway to heaven.
Don't like this place.
You would.
Can I
Yeah.
discern any clues from reading the wall as to like them referring to the steps that would have been needed to get here?
You would see a number of steps. Specifically, what you've been reading up until this point written on the wall of how to ascend to godhood. You throwing away the people, putting the children to bed. There's a couple more blank spaces, but you can tell that the inscriptions written about the first two steps to ascend to godhood they're a lot newer than any of the other inscriptions on this wall.
Some of these inscriptions have been newer than the others.
Patty, can I tell if there's any kind of bizarre time lapse in between the previous inscriptions and the new ones? So, we know so far that there have been two separate instances where gods have been referenced or created. Can I tell what time period this might fall into?
So everything that you see on this, it's very well preserved, but you can tell that the original inscriptions, like deeming this the gateway to heaven, and everything else are obviously hundreds of years old. The newer looking inscription looks like it was just chiseled moments ago.
I do not like that.
Okay. Does it say anything else?
It would say what would be the final test, which is the test of strength and the test of sacrifice for the third and final test. Which, were you at the Desert Temple?
I don't think I was ever at the Desert Temple. That was,
Okay.
I think,
I was.
Grifter, yeah.
Yeah, so you would know this. But yeah, you don't determine where the second test is, but you know that the first test or the third test is going to deal with sacrifice and strength.
Okay, so we got major leads here, boys. We have two final tests having to do with sacrifice and strength. So, that being the case, we have to basically find locations that would best fit those particular qualifications.
I mean, I'm not there, so I can't respond. You flew off without Tombo, so he's just like waiting in the spot for you guys to come back.
She's kind of musing to herself at this point. Batty.
Yeah.
Can I discern anything else from the walls? Like, these keys, did they seem to sort of correlate to any particular direction?
Investigation check with advantage.
Okay.
17. I'm gonna see something. Okay, very lucky. You assess a basically what you can tell is that these actually, if you laid out the city in a grid-like structure, where the keyholes specifically are on this locking mechanism, is where they would be on a map. You can clearly see where the first key would be correlating to the building that you were in originally. The second building or the second keyhole would be towards the center, slightly shy of the north, and of where you were originally. And the last keyhole is a location that is northeast, almost on the directly east of where you are now.
I'm going to assume that I still have the radio on me, and I'm going to fill in the other parties on my discovery.
Okay.
And I'm basically just going to relay everything that you just said.
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow it. Is there anything else you want to do?
Well, since we have one that is directly east of our location, I'm going to shout down to Angry Boy to follow suit because we're going to the east.
You guys are like really far away. Look how big this map is.
This is also a giant cavern.
Fine, we'll go back down to him and grab his angry ass.
Angry Tompo, Coco and Steox descend the pyramid.
So I take it we're done here. Grifter's all set, and we can go home in time for tea.
We're almost there.
Please tell me you found a direction for us to go in.
Yes, actually, I think I've almost unraveled the whole thing, actually.
Perfect. Well, let's get this over with.
He starts following suit with whatever way you guys are going.
Dustin and Happy Tombo and Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
You've just been informed a general direction of the last two trials. What are you doing?
Hold on. Jack, is a 20 enough to keep you in an arm lock, like arms locked as we walk?
Probably.
Well, then you know what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm holding a gun to your head while we're walking.
Always the ever-cautious one, Dustin. That's probably why we survived so long with someone like you around.
Let's just get to where we need to be already.
Just salutes ya.
And no more touching.
You know what? You know what? I didn't ask. That was your personal space. That was my fault. I'm sorry.
He's smiling at you as he says it.
Ugh, let's just go.
How come you don't like me when I'm happy, Dustin? I'm just curious.
Have you ever heard of... what's the term? Obsessive happiness.
No. What's that mean?
It's when someone is so happy all the time that they do not see the bad things.
Oh. Don't worry about that.
Oh crap, motorbike.
Don't worry about that, Dustin. I'm only enjoying it now until I have to go back to being the regular Tonbo. He doesn't get to feel like this all the time.
Don't you see that's a good thing?
Not really. Regular Tonbo's usually pretty sad most of the time. Every now and again it's nice to feel like this.
I'm not saying it's not good to feel happy every now and then. I'm just saying sadness isn't always a bad thing.
I know, but...
And this one might hurt you, Jack. Happy Tonbo is gonna look up at you, and with the brightest smile you'll ever see.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel sad when I'm with my friend. I'm sorry I can't do that.
I know, you're only one part of him. You probably can't help it yourself right now anyway.
Just smiles up.
I mean, all parts of Tonbo are happy to have you. I just get to be the lucky one that travels with ya.
And then smiles. As like catches up with Leanne.
And you too, Leanne. I didn't forget you.
Oh, I was, oh, god damn it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm busy taking notes of all this architecture
Hey,
and things.
Hey, don't apologize for your passion.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, we're going this way now because apparently Coco has a hunch that the second or third temple is this direction, so I'm just leading you guys there while you're talking. Why don't you talk to Dustin more? Yeah, Dustin, weren't you guys just having a conversation? It's just like pushing you back towards Dustin.
I am sorry, Dustin. I did not mean to leave you hanging.
It's okay.
Just like, well, we're not getting any younger, but I wouldn't know that by your skin. You look great, by the way.
It just ushers forward.
Let's head to Tonbo, TL, and Mindy.
I'm getting dizzy.
Mimsy. I keep naming characters similar names to each other because I think it's clever, and I just mix up my own character's name.
Jumping between different spectrums of emotion. This is not easy to do.
At least you're all the spectrums of emotion now.
Ugh. My head. Ow.
You guys were heading.
Has a migraine.
You guys were heading southward, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Coco, what direction do we go in?
Betty, what direction do they go in? I don't remember.
So they need to go a little farther north from where base camp was, and I could just say you relay that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. TL, Mimsy, looks like we went the opposite direction we were supposed to go.
Oh, well, we had no basis of knowing where we're going anyways, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to head a little bit north, and we should be able to find something there. So let's go that way and get a little closer.
Are you just thinking about this? Are you sure your friends are gonna be okay hanging out with the other Tonbos?
I hope so. I don't think there's anything in me that would want something bad to happen to any of them.
Oh, well, that's good, I guess.
I don't... You see him kind of like look a little bit.
I don't think there's anything anyway.
Hey, come on, you know yourself better than, you know anyone else.
I never really saw what I looked like before. I never really saw how angry I was. Or how sad. Or how nauseating how happy I can be sometimes. God, I'm glad he went with Dustin.
Well, you're not always those. When you think about it, what's traveling with everybody else are just parts of what makes you you. And they kind of balance each other out. So, yeah, you might be angry a lot of the time, but that angry Tonbo is what happens when the other Tombos aren't with him. Same can be said of happy Tonbo and sad Tonbo.
I guess that's a good way to look at it. If they help to balance it out, then unfortunately that means they're all seeing me at my extremes. And, I don't even know if I want to be with me at my worsts. Oh god, what have I done?
He just like looks towards the bracelet on his arm.
We should probably...
Go ahead.
Go on. No, you go ahead.
Oh no,
we should probably go. I think maybe, I think we need to get to the next trial so I can spend some time with myself.
Oh, well, works for me. Hey,
How are you?
they're your
Hmm?
they're your they're your friends. Think of everything you've done up until this point, Tonbo. On the island, all you've went through. Do you think your friends are honestly going to have a problem experiencing you at your after all you've done for them?
Can I be honest with you, Tio?
Sure. It's just you, me, and someone who can't speak.
I really don't know.
Mm. I guess we'll find out.
At least I'll get an answer. And just keeps walking forward. Tio,
Okay.
how are you so optimistic throughout all this? How are you not?
Hmm. He's gonna like tap his brain for a second. I don't think I could tell you. A lot of it, I think, is me not knowing everything that's going on. Mainly, I'm just helping you guys out because something about whatever's going on has something to do with me. But I don't see a lot of the details. So I don't guess I have as much of a basis to be as worried as Grifter is. And well, a lot of stuff did happen, I guess I'm just naturally optimistic. It's not my best trait, but
Well, I like it. I appreciate it, and I am a little worried though that you may not know fully what's going on. And not so much just out of respect. I think you deserve, explanations about what's happening. I thought Grifter would have told you already.
I have a moderate idea. I know there's a ancient civilization that makes weird twisty-turvy buildings, and Grifter's brother has been trying to keep us from learning what this place actually is, and I might have something to do with it, or at least my family. Also, I'm sorry about my uncle.
I'll tell you, Tio. You deserve to at least know my perspective on the truth, whatever that may be worth and what the truth is. I don't really know what you have to do with any of this. I don't really know what's going on here either. But I want to help Grifter out and make sure he doesn't have to go through this for the rest of his life. And I'm sorry I can't give you more of an explanation, but in
That's
regards
fine.
to your uncle, I really don't like the guy.
Yeah, that's fair. He did try to kill you guys.
But he tried to do it for reasons I can understand. Don't think too harshly of him.
I know why he's doing what he's doing. Or at least, I know why he thinks he knows what he's doing. About this entire situation's confusing.
Wait,
But
what is it you know?
I know he feels guilty.
For what?
Everything that's happened in our past. He thinks that he ruined my life, basically. But I don't think things would have been much differently starting out. He blames himself for the death of my mom and the death of my grandma. He blames himself for what I saw living in Diamondback. He blames himself for a lot of things, and I think his methodology is he doesn't want forgiveness for anything. He just feels an obligation to do what's best by me.
Do you forgive?
But I don't blame him. I think we grew up in a bad situation. And just, it's complicated. I think circumstances. He's gonna look very contemplative. This is like the most serious you've ever seen, TL. I haven't had a bad life, Tombo. I've had sad parts in it, but I'm getting to do things that I would have only dreamed of as a child. Getting to go on adventures around the world. I didn't mind going along with you guys and finding out more because it's exciting here.
You're living your life on your terms.
I think he just needs to realize that I have autonomy of my own and I can make my life of what I want it. I am still sad about the things that have happened, but I gotta move forward. That's my choice.
You're a pretty smart guy, Terra Lynx.
Hey, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, Professor.
Well, technically there's 4 of us in this big room now.
Yeah.
And they're each as smart as me.
Oh, also, I just want to say, being tall sucks. Do you know how many times I hit my forehead on doorways?
He's gonna squint at TL. Don't talk to me about your problems. I'm here for you for emotional support, but that, no. You talk to me when you can reach the top shelf, and he's gonna walk away. Not pissed off, just very huffy. It's a very huffy sort of walk. A stool,
Okay.
Taro! That's what I need to get cereal.
Oh, I wish I had to use a stool.
I'm gonna kill you. Oh no, that's how it happens. That's what Darrow saw.
Okay, wrapping it up, let's go, or at least this turn order, Grifter, Tonbo, Victoria.
Well, seems that we weren't too far off from our destination.
That'll be good.
I agree. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can go get back to our crazy life back at the manor.
I mean, I guess.
Is there anything you're looking forward to, Tombo?
You're gonna see a very, sullen look.
The last little bit of moments, I guess, here. Before it's gonna change.
How do you see it changing?
Well, if the other me's have realized it by now, everyone will see or hear something from me, and eventually everybody will just leave again.
Is that what you're worried about? You think we're going to abandon you after seeing, you at your most divided emotions?
You don't say a lot about it. If I can't be useful, then there's no point to keep me around.
Do you honestly believe that that's why I've been sticking so close to you?
Why else would you?
Tanbo Kamakiri, and here I thought that you had actually been smarter than I the entire time. How could you ever be so stupid?
You're gonna see that with this Tanbo, that doesn't have the effect you might think it has. He kind of like curls inward.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I'm sorry.
And don't apologize. Because if you think for a chance, or even the slightest instant, that you're getting away from me, you're dead wrong. I don't abandon family, Tanbo. And that's what you are to me.
But family will abandon me.
I'm a special sort of family. I'm that annoying extended family that keeps very tight grips on things.
I don't know my extended family. In all the years, in all the times anybody could have come to look for me. If I have family, they just left me alone.
Well, you weren't exactly home the whole time.
There were many points. Just
And you'll see him just sort of like walking off a little slowly.
Just walking over and just putting the hand on the shoulder and pretty much just redirecting you to where we're heading. Well, I don't know if you've come to any sort of thoughts on this or anything, but you helped me with my family issues here. I'd be willing to do the same for you. And at some point, if you're able to, I don't know, when you rejoin with the main body, Tanbo, I hope that everything that each part of you has learned while being traveling around with us gets recollected in his brain. Could use some of that.
You see this Tanbo get ready to say something, and then you hear your walkie-talkie go off. Grifter, Tail's making fun of me for being short.
I am not. I'm just saying being tall isn't a piece of cake either.
Well, at least you can reach it. Just, I'm huffing in your direction.
Tanbo!
Yes? Yes?
You're not short. We all know how tall you actually are.
This is why I help you, alright? See? This. That's the grifter I like.
Yes, the moment you're back together and able to have a peace of mind once we get through this, you'll be at your actual true self again. And then who's going to be able to resist you, am I right?
You kind of hear the same. This is like something that might like be weird to hear. You hear it from both Tonbos at the same time in the same inflection and in the same tone.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You'll understand one day.
Anyway, we're trudging towards the thing. I think hopefully Coco knows where it is.
Peering off, if we're heading the direction that Coco had relayed to us,
Yes.
am I seeing anything on a building?
Perception check.
Yeah. Damn it!
Maybe it would be better if you had a better view.
You're saying from there.
Oh yes, that's what everybody else has been doing, I'm pretty sure.
You are correct about that.
Or we
Now,
could climb up and look from a different building, or maybe the building that it might be, I don't know.
I could lift you up if you want.
did you have to burn through any of your, I don't know, daily use of your ability for that?
Not that much. Should be okay.
Only if you're certain.
You're gonna see like wings just sort of sprout out, and then he's just gonna like grab Grifter by the back and lift you up to take a look.
Remember, this was the decision that you made for yourself. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Roll me a perception with advantage.
Yay! And bingo! Come on!
Okay. You would see it.
Thank fucking
There-
Christ!
This isn't that non-apparent because this entire floor is glowing with yellow light.
That's unnerving.
And I would say 3 of the parties are gonna actually make their way towards this location. So we're gonna regroup with everybody else, but we need to visit Coco, Seox, and Angry Tonbo for one last thing with them. I'm going to drag you guys onto a map as after a little bit of time. Nope, not gonna drag you onto this map. Actually, no, I will. So basically, I'm gonna narrate what happened. You guys are gonna be walking in the direction to find the nearest trial. This is going to be different than the trial that everybody else is at currently. And Coco,
Yes.
you're going to start climbing a very, very tall building. As you go up the steps, though, you don't feel tired at all. None of you feel tired as you're ascending these steps. And it feels like it goes by pretty fast, but by the time you're at the top of this building, you feel like you look down through the transparent glass-like walling of this floor, and you guys are going to be right here if it wants to let me use this. Okay, here we go. You guys are looking from atop this building, and
Okay.
I'm gonna drag you on to this map. Coco, you see
Yes.
the glowing yellow light, and you're able to translate this as the test of strength and sacrifice.
Wait, so evidently this is the test of strength and sacrifice. Don't think I like the sound of the second half.
Neither do I.
It is what it is.
Alright, Batty, do I see anything else?
You would all be in this hallway, and you would see. I'll describe what you see. You see a hallway. You see instructions. You would actually see this. If I can show this to players real quick, you'd basically see a. No, I'm not going to show that to you guys yet. You would see these 4 little rooms that have seats in all of them and little red buttons in all of them. Just on the ends of the hallway to the left. Sorry if I'm doing a bad job describing this. There's a larger room that appears to have 4 different tracks and symbols representing all of the guardians of the Blue Empire. The worm, the eagle, the dragonfly, and the monkey. And other than that, there's nothing really else to this area. Unless if you were to actually try to partake in the test.
Alright, I guess if we cannot discern anything else, we will attempt.
Are you going to read the instructions?
Yes.
It says you're going to need 4 people for the test of sacrifice and 1 person for the test of strength.
Oh, I don't like that.
What does it say?
We're gonna need 4 people for sacrifice and 1 for strength.
Okay, so we need everyone else.
Well, looks like we're waiting, and he's just gonna like plop onto like the thing and just put his feet up.
I gotta level with you here a minute.
Oh, please.
I chose you.
Okay.
I chose you, the angry one, because I feel like we identify probably a bit closer than you would think.
How you figure that?
Well, I would say that my circumstances after this whole business is over are looking pretty grim. As it so happens, and I'm fairly certain I've mentioned this to you before, I happen to be the daughter of a known country's dictator.
Golf claps.
Yeah, funny, cute, adorable. You know what else comes with that kind of package, Mr. Kamikiri? The expectation of taking over said nation at some point. I am not allowed to govern my own actions. Do you realize how incredibly angry that makes me?
I would imagine.
So yeah, you can say that you're angry about, this or that, and, did you feel unfortunate about your circumstances? You haven't had the half of the idea of what I have to deal with. It took this much for me to be able to escape her for this long.
And you really think nobody's gonna help you escape her again?
It's not that you can't. It's that it's only going to delay the inevitable.
Well, Coco, may I level with you?
What?
You're gonna need to deal with it. Everybody has to deal with shit at some point. And yeah, we probably do identify a little bit better, me and you. You know what? Do you want to know part of why you, in particular, pull this out of me? It's 'cause... And you're gonna see him look a little, like, frustrated towards you. You vocalize when things bother you. You get to be angry. Whenever
See, this is why I've been trying to kind of piss you off a little bit, because I think it helps.
If you would let me finish, you get to do it. I can be angry right now. Tonbo doesn't get angry. And when Tonbo doesn't get angry, I get worse. And here's the little fun thing. You say we identify so much. How come when Tonbo gets mad, if we're so similar, you never try to do anything about it? You say
Because it
you
never
want-
feels appropriate. And also,
You're
we have a
supposed to
lot going
be-
on.
You're supposed to be his friend. When you have problems, do you honestly believe Tonbo won't help you?
I do.
Then why it makes me so angry is, why is it Tonbo doesn't feel the same? And he'll never say it, because Tonbo is that type of person. He just lets me have to deal with it, and I have to keep bottling it up and dealing with it. But now I get a chance to say it, because he used that stupid bracelet thingy. Best thing he ever did. I get to say what's finally on my mind. You think I like this?
Maybe a little bit.
Not really. I hate it. I hate it so, so much, Coco. And especially, it makes me more angry dealing with you too, that you would even be this. You think your mother doesn't make me angry for what she does to you? I would do anything for anyone in this party. For anyone that I live with. And sometimes it hurts when it feels like you can't get that response back. So forgive me for being angry with you.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I recognize I'm an incredibly selfish individual, and I don't necessarily, recognize people's wants or needs at any given moment. I'm mostly focused on my own business. And I am truly sorry about that. I am trying to grow as a person. And it's not easy when you have something like this breathing down your neck at all points. And I mostly feel really awful for my little brother who's still with her.
If it makes you feel any better, Coco. And I would like, if you're really looking during this conversation, you'll see Tonbo's fist is clenched angrily, but it's not directed towards you. If it makes you feel any better, Coco, we can take out the bad mood if you want. Why don't we just go break into NGL and get your little brother?
Easier said than done. As it turns out, he's also a mama's boy.
This all sounds like the next step we have to take is actually make a plan about that. Because it's not something either of us will solve individually. We have to tackle that as a group. And I think we can find a solution to all this.
I have been from a country that has been doing morally dubious things for generations. My brother isn't exactly the smartest person to be able to see past all of her sweet talk and see the, context that lies underneath.
Why does your mother have so much power anyway? How does she consolidate it?
I don't know. The scariest thing is, Tombo, I didn't know about Nen. I don't think she knows either.
I mean, that can just mean she's smart. Or she got lucky, or both.
I just think she's genuinely that terrifying.
Well, that's something we can tackle together. It's not like we have not been in death of life situations before. Maybe she can be convinced.
I really, really doubt that. There must be something going wrong that she is calling me back right now of all times.
It can be whatever it is. I don't give a shit about your mother. If she comes within 2 feet of you, I'll rip her throat out.
That's cute.
It's a promise, Coco. Look at me. And Noodle, I want you to I want Coco to actually really look at Tonbo.
Sure, look at him.
He's genuinely angry right now, but it's not it's not a he's mad at you angry. This is do you know the difference between genuine anger and protective anger?
Mm-hmm.
It's protective anger. You can read off his face. Coco, I swear, I dare her to.
Well, it won't come down to that. We'll find a way.
Just keep in mind, I may be mad at you, but that doesn't mean I don't care about you.
I do care about you too, and I will try harder to make it so that you understand.
It's not that
But
I'm,
also,
it's not me.
I have to warn you. You're single, you're relatively attractive, and she's into that.
I don't think I'm single. Or who knows?
You are for now.
Eh.
I mean, maybe we can just convince her to leave you alone if we get her someone suitable that she can have maybe another heir.
Or set her on fire.
That's
Don't do
plan
that.
like C.
I'm confused, Coco. What's the plan with your mom? Is this a keep her away from you or make her go away from you?
Keep her away, preferably.
Fine, we'll do this the hard way.
Even more preferably in good terms.
Why do we have to constantly do shit on good terms? We already have to drag the purple dead weight around.
Think of it this way, Tombo. I still have the power of a nation backing me.
Eh.
To some extent, anyway. I have limited liberties with that.
Anyway. Side note, did you make Nealon piss himself?
Yes, I did, actually.
That's what he fucking deserves.
I'm gonna do that every night until he runs out of clothes.
Oh, you keep doing that. I'm gonna smear mud on the back of every single one of his suits, and in places he can't reach.
You wanna start plotting devious ways to piss him off?
For as long as Tonbo keeps that armband on.
This is gonna be great. I like this side of you. This is good. We can't hurt Nealon, but we can make him very, very upset.
Oh God, what's happening now?
The power of petty.
Okay. So,
Your petty aggression and
So
mild
much
annoyance.
pettiness.
I have a question.
Hmm?
So, is Tonbo and Seox gonna stay at the third trial, or are they gonna regroup with everybody else at the second one?
Oh, I was confused. I thought this was the second trial and we were waiting for everybody. We would just...
No,
No.
there's the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, this there's one. Yep,
No,
sorry.
it would be to make our way towards where the second trial is with everybody else. If everybody's
Okay.
okay with that. Noodle? Luis?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We have, at least now that we have pinpointed all of the locations, I'm satisfied.
Yeah. And also, because Tonbo knows where it is, I can't get lost, so I can always find this place again.
Okay. So, everybody, the entire party, everybody except Bisky, I should say, and Neelam, regroup with each other, and I am gonna make this easier on myself because I'm gonna copy everybody over from this page. Hold on just a second.
We're gonna see those two again and find out they're engaged.
You make your way up this weird, devil horn-shaped skyscraper. You notice that this building's kind of weird because a lot of the floors are tilted sideways, but it seems the gravity of the room never changes from the floor being level. So you start to walk on the floor and you notice that you are sideways, but doesn't feel like it. And then it gets to a point to where in some parts you're walking up the skyscraper and you're completely upside down or left of you or right of you until eventually you have no bearing on what direction anything is anymore. And you make your way up to the it's going to be very high up. I'm not even going to try to estimate what floor level this is, but you're very high up right now, and I want you to drag all of your tokens here.
I'm gonna drag one consolidated Tombo.
Okay, just asking for the group.
Oh,
If we
shit.
ever meet a descendant of MC Escher, slap him.
Why?
The MC Escher stairs.
So we're all back together as a group, right?
Yes, everybody is. And
feel like I just got labyrinth.
I'll drag.
I would look at
And not the fun kind. There was no David Bowie in there.
I feel cheated and lied to. Oh, whoops, two of me. Sorry.
Oh no, she got a bracelet too.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna look towards
Get
all the
me out of here.
combos before I take the bracelet off. Well, appreciate all your help, Mies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And then just takes the bracelet off.
That was the least amount of effort you could have put into that.
That was great.
So, Tonbo, you've turned the bracelet back on, or turn it off rather, deactivate it to absorb the other Tonbos, and you don't know how to address it because it happens instantaneously, but you felt like you've just gone through like 5 years of therapy in an instant.
Ow.
You doing okay?
It hurts. Dustin, give me a piece of candy.
Just flick him a piece.
Girl. Coco, I'm sorry about the attitude.
You're fine. We worked through a lot, I think.
Oh, my head. But luckily, the one with Coco, they found the last trial. I know how to get to it after we're done here.
Interesting.
Anybody else smell copper?
We? She having a stroke?
Ew.
After what he went through.
He's just blinking, and he's trying, you see him moving his hand in front of his face. He's watching the motion blur.
Okay, sit down for a second.
Uh,
Take a breath. Have some water.
Thank you. Then he just chugs it. I'm remembering things, or things I wasn't there, but was there?
Technically, you were there for all of it.
Yeah. And then after a second, I would say anybody looking at him would notice it. You see Tonbo go bright red in the face. Oh god, the thing's... Pretend you didn't hear anything I said.
Oh, we heard everything.
Dustin, I will shoot you with your own gun.
You can't even reach that high.
You want to repeat that?
You want to try standing up quickly and giving yourself a head rush?
Grifter, give me your knife.
Give you a gun?
Don't you dare.
Everybody else gets a gun. I think Seox has a gun. Seox, do you have a gun? Seox? Seox, gun?
No, I don't have a gun. I don't use guns.
Can we stop talking about guns for a second?
Oh.
Stop waving guns in his face. What, you mean these?
Slaps Dustin in the back of the head.
Ow.
Oh, also, Tombo's gonna stand up. He's gonna slap Grifter in the back of the head.
Ow!
Grifter,
What?
did you not properly explain everything to TL?
Which parts?
Everything that's happening and why he might be involved with this?
Thought I did.
Did you?
Me, the player, thought I actually did.
TL, I was just going off of TL seeming like he didn't know certain things were going on.
He did a bad job of conveying it, probably.
I thought I did that before we even went to the Dragonfly Temple.
No, TL specifically did a bad job of conveying what he knows, what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he basically doesn't understand exactly how all these different pieces fit together. He has a general idea of what's going on, but he's not, completely left in the dark.
Oh.
So yeah, that's my bad.
I
Okay.
don't know what you're talking about. That was honest.
Alright, just making sure. It seemed like TL's not really clear on everything.
I've been through this, and even I'm not clear on everything.
Honestly, Tonbo, it's mostly that I have trouble paying attention.
Oh. Tombo's just gonna walk over and he's gonna thwack Teal on the hand. Pay attention, there.
Oh. Okay. Okay, dweebs, task at hand. Okay, so just to really quickly describe what this second trial looks like. This is the trial of endurance and selflessness. You guys make your way down a hallway. There are 4 different holes, 2 on each side of the hallway, and in front of these holes is an entranceway to a large, round, circular room. And inside you see 4 giant jade statues representing humanoid figures. Other than that, there are some instructions that can be read if anybody wants to investigate anything before the start of this test. Do so now.
Huh. The statues remind you of Gron.
I don't see it.
Actually, because you said that, Grifter, those statues really do remind you of Gron.
Huh.
No,
They were seen as gods.
Yeah. So I see 4 statues inside and 4 holes here. Are we supposed do 4 people are supposed to be in these holes? Is there anything like instructions anywhere?
Coco can read. Okay, so basically what you discern from the instructions, Coco, for this test to start, 1 person must enter this center of the room and adorn a collar that is embedded into the floor, which upon further inspection there is actually a collar in the center of the room, and 4 other people have to put their arms inside. Once the test begins, none of the 4 people with their arms inside the holes can speak, unless if they wish to suffer a penalty. And basically what it is you can choose to take away the pain from the person wearing the collar, is essentially what that means.
Jesus Christ.
Great.
Fucking call it.
Going to assume we're at max HP again because of
Yes.
the sleep.
Precisely.
Okay.
Dustin, who...
Whoever's-
No, except Seox, who took 2 necrotic damage.
Exactly.
Coco is actually going to go in the center and put the collar on.
Oh, come.
Coco.
Don't you worry about this. I got this.
I wish we knew a bit more what's gonna happen once this starts.
Well, we know what we know. We can't know any more than that.
I was honestly hoping this was going to be the other way around, where it was supposed to be 1 for selflessness.
Apparently not. Well, guess we're doing this.
I choose northeast.
I was already
Wait,
here.
oh.
Wait,
I called it.
You know what?
The-
You know what?
Wasn't down here where we
Yeah,
were
the
supposed
holes
to
are
be?
in the hallway.
Hold on
Oh!
real quick. Oh, okay, I thought it was the statues.
That was the statues too.
Statue 2.
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
Alright.
Holes are in the hallway. And also, without being said, everybody else who's not participating in the test is outside.
Dustin, just go to the other hole.
If you want, I could do it.
No, you're okay, Tia.
I think Dustin should tell me. Dustin, do you want to participate?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted that hole.
Okay.
What is with you in Northeast?
I like Northeast.
Okay, fine. All yours.
Yay!
I'm gonna do something if you'll permit me to do it, Batty.
Yep.
Here, hold on. Oh, it's a 21. That's really good stealth. I'm gonna wipe a booger next to Dustin's hole. It's not in the hole that he has to touch it, but it's close enough to the hole where he's gonna hyperfixate on it. I'm gonna make him watch as I do it too.
You suck.
Oh no, maybe the bracelet didn't work. I think I'm still petty Tonbo. And he's gonna go and put his hand in the other hole.
Fucking asshole.
Can I describe what it's like when you stick your arms to these holes?
Better not be like peeled grapes. I will kill you. I hate that
So
feeling.
it's uncomfortably warm yet cold at the same time.
Oh god.
You reach your way to the end of it, and you feel a handle that can be pulled on. Mechanically, what's going to happen is this is the gimmick that I'm going to lay out for you guys. Coco is going to be in this room, presumably being attacked by something. I don't know if it's the 4 giant ape statues. It could be. If you want a attack that is about to hit Coco, you instead could pull the lever to take the damage from the attack yourself. The problem is that you cannot speak to each other, so if multiple people pull the lever, they're going to take the same amount of damage as anybody else who pulled the lever. And the problem is if anybody speaks while this occurs, everybody in the room is going to take the damage.
Alright, then how do we convey lever?
You're going to have to find that out. I want everybody to roll me initiative.
Okay, quick question, Batty.
Yes.
Am I still enabled to use Nen?
Yes.
Ooh, I have an idea.
Okay, just
Patty.
save it for your turn.
No. This is like something I wanted to do preemptively before, like knowing the information we have.
Yeah.
Will you allow me to do it or no?
It depends what it is.
Do we have rope on us?
I have.
Because I should have some on me too.
I do also.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be something you're gonna have to try to do on your turn.
No, I would like a second to explain my plan, Batty, so you can understand fully what I'm trying to do.
I know, but like this is a thing of like, can you message me what your plan is while I look for?
It's such a simple thing. Can I have just a minute to please explain it, and then we can just go from there?
It might actually. Okay, I'm just. You can, but like it might actually mess with what I was trying to do with this test.
All right, then never mind.
Okay. Yeah, it's nothing personal, Cable. It's just something that this might be something that you might just need to save for your turn. It might not be, but we'll see.
All right.
Let's use this music.
We need Tombo initiative.
Yeah, I'm just clicking the token. I was doing a thing.
Yeah, no worries. Let me actually roll something for these guys. 12. Okay. Okay. This is perfectly normal music. We're gonna go towards Coco. Coco, you put on the collar around your neck. It clicks into place and the test begins. You notice that this specific statue starts to shift and move. And it is looking like it's about to come into your direction.
Okay.
April?
Yes.
Is there anything you're doing on your turn?
Yeah, this.
Oh dear God.
Or what do you summon?
Worm God.
Worm God. Okay, you summon the Worm God.
Okay. Are these things alive at all? Can you tell?
The statues that are about to attack you,
Yeah.
they don't seem to be.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to post Worm God right here to act as like a line of defense.
Okay. I'm gonna also say, for everybody who wants to take away damage from Coco, I forgot to mention this mechanically. You can do so as a reaction, and you can use multiple reactions to pull on the lever. But when you do message me privately, just something, it doesn't have to be it could be just like a letter. Just message me privately on Discord, when you're pulling the lever. And for what attacks. We're gonna start with this one. It is going to make its way over to you, Coco, and I need to roll something. Okay, for its first turn, it's gonna attack the Worm God. So, does an 18 hit Worm God?
It beats.
It is going to deal 17 points of bludgeoning damage as it bears down its fist.
Damn.
And you see Worm God just take the brunt of this damage, and it's actually kind of holding up the giant jade fist with its arms.
I'm glad I decided to do that.
Coco, it's your turn again. Is there anything you're doing differently?
Well. Not really. Let me see. I can use this off of Worm God and attack statue.
Okay. You see this roll damage. You see this regurgitation go over the jade statue. It seems to have no effect on it.
Oh, that's comforting.
So, because the gods actually have separate actions from me, am I like cemented in place with this necklace thing, or can I move?
Yeah, you can move.
Okay. I have 2 attacks of my own, and I would like to try. As much as it's going to pain her to do this, I'm going to use the pickaxe part of the trenching tool and see if that does anything.
Okay. It just clings off.
Oh, that's not good.
And then
What else?
I have 2 attacks still, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll try Streetlight.
That's gonna hit this thing. You hit it with the streetlight. Big thud as ineffective lightning goes over this thing. This thing doesn't seem like it's taken any damage so far.
Oh, that's interesting development. Okay.
Anything else you're doing?
Nope, I'm basically just testing things out.
Okay. So my apologies. I skipped over everybody else's turn. If you guys wanted to try to convey something on your action, you can do so now. Cable, what did Tombo want to do?
I can't do it now, so it's fine.
Okay. Does anybody else want to try something to try to see if they can convey anything?
Investigation to see if there's anything else that maybe there's like something that could help inside that room.
Inside that room to help Coco?
Yeah, like any additional info on how to deal with the statues.
You see something that's kind of strange. You don't know if it's part of the core, but you only see it in one part of the room. There is a solid jade bar on top of the opposite side of this test.
A solid jade bar.
Yeah.
How far?
It is basically on the opposite end. It's from you right now, about 90 feet.
What about that jade thing that's close by us? Is that just a doorway?
Yeah, that's basically a doorway. It closed up the second you guys stuck your arms in it, and Coco had the collar on.
Is it an open doorway?
There's little holes in it that you could potentially fire through or put stuff through.
Interesting. Is only one or both my arms in a thing?
Only one of them.
In that case... Let's see. Oh, in that case... I can grab something from my bag and write something down.
You can try. You're gonna have to lean over, and that might be a little bit difficult. Roll me a dexterity check.
Actually, if that's the case, can my shadow pick up my bag for me?
Yeah, your shadow can do that.
Yeah! I have additional hands!
You do have additional hands.
I'm using my shadow to hold up the bag so I can actually pull out a pen, put it in my mouth as I put like a piece of paper against the wall.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna say you're gonna actually have to roll a dex check if you're gonna write it using your mouth.
that's fine.
Yeah.
7?
The handwriting's super bad. People might be able to read it.
I wrote 2 words, Jade Bar.
Okay. Does anybody else want to try anything clever?
I want to do something, but for me.
Okay.
Well, we have this arm stock here, and we know that all damage that might occur to us if we pull the thing are gonna be concentrated on the arm.
Yes.
How about I just focus all my he's trying to do what's partially like in advanced things. He's just trying to figure out things now. He's focusing all his 10 in his arm and trying to shut down as much of like the 10 out of the other parts of his body.
Okay.
And put everything on the arm.
Okay. You do so.
Because he doesn't know names or things. He's just trying to do things out of what he's thinking because he never got that training.
Okay. Well, if it's everybody else wants to pass or just wait, they can. It's going to be the Jade Statue's turn again. Coco, this one behind you is going to come up, and I'm going to have them both roll checks. One is going to hit you, one's going to hit Worm God. Okay, so Coco, does an 18 hit you?
That's a good question. Yes.
Okay, and the other one I'm just going to say hits the Worm God because that's a very high DC. Fuck. Okay. you're gonna take 24 points of bludgeoning damage unless if somebody wants to take damage for you.
I'll take it.
Don't say anything, Jack. Okay. Again, like if Coco takes the damage on her turn, just message me one thing and I'll that will tell me. So Coco, as the fist comes barreling towards you, you notice a orange aura goes around you and in a protective state just kind of wraps around you, and everybody who wanted to take the damage take 24 points of bludgeoning damage as you feel your arms start to squeeze in on themselves. Okay, and the other one is going to hit Worm God for 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
Okay. Dustin, is there anything you want to do on your turn?
No. I don't know what to do.
Seox? You're keeping up your 10?
Yeah, I'm keeping
your
that up. I'm checking.
So to clarify at this point then, Batty, have I taken any damage yet or am I still fine?
You're still fine.
Okay.
No damage. Yeah. Grifter. Anything you want to do?
Shadow takes note and goes through hole in door.
Okay.
So, there's now a shadow coming through a hole in the door that's holding out a note.
Do I see note?
I am... How obvious is Grifter's shadow being right now?
Pretty obvious. It's kind of flailing around.
Coco, your body bounces after the shield wraps around your body, and for a second you see a inky blackness start to go over the door as you see a note being laid out on the floor. You cannot see it from this distance currently.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Baby girl, you've got 40 movement speed. Let's go. She's going to sprint it to probably about here.
Yep. Coco, you take no opportunity attacks from these creatures.
That's good.
You see green bar.
Green bar. Do I see anything that matches that description?
You look around the room and you would see over the doorway there's a green bar, and it has a crack on the left side of it.
Ah. Okay. Duly noted. I will now activate my advanced 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't really have a thing for this on here right now, so how much does that do for protection?
It increases your AC by your Nana modifier.
Okay. Well, that's not a whole lot, but it's something.
Yep.
Okay. And then I will stay here for now. There's not much else I can do.
Gonbo,
Nothing to do.
anything you want to do?
Nope.
Okay. It's gonna be the Jade Statue's turn. This one is gonna spring to life, but it's not gonna be able to reach you, Coco. This one, I'm gonna actually have to roll it. Both of these are going to attack Worm God right now. So, first attack is a 17. And
That actually miss. Worm God's
Okay.
AC is 18.
Worm God basically moves out of the way, but is going to get hit by the 24. And Worm God is going to take only 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hey. He's still up.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, no worries. I've been keeping track. I know how
Okay,
important
good.
this is.
Coco, you notice that as their turn ends, another crack in the green bar forms. Dustin.
Not doing anything.
Seox is keeping up his the tin in his arm.
Actually, I want to do something.
Okay.
I'm reaching and pulling out my cell phone.
Okay.
Does it have signal?
No, wait. No, but you have a walkie-talkie that does. Actually, no, it would because of something that happened earlier.
Wait, they have signal?
Yeah, it has signal. Even down here, it has signal.
Damn, you must have a really good cell phone plan.
Yeah.
Okay. 90s era technology. Can I send a message, like one message to several recipients?
No, I'm gonna say you can do it one at a time.
I'm gonna message Grifter.
Okay.
Take turns. I start. Tell Tombo.
Nods.
Grifter, what are you doing?
Also pulling out phone. Sending
Okay.
message to Tonbo. Sending message to Tonbo. Like, next attack, Seox taking. Then me. Then you. Then Dustin.
Nods.
Okay. Coco, it's your turn.
Can I determine anything by the cracks in the bar that I've noticed? Like, if I can figure out if all of this is just time-based?
I'm gonna say because you said it, you can determine, yeah, that is a timer that's going by, and it is not quite halfway, you can tell, but it's almost halfway.
Ah, I see. Stalling for time it is then.
Yes.
Well, let me see here. I don't take opportunity attacks, so I'm gonna take the dash action. And I'm just gonna go, like, over here.
Okay. Zoom. Donbo.
Forward message to Dustin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dustin, read me an intelligence check if you can read text slang. No, I'm joking.
He's not that old.
Okay. So, these things are gonna... This one's gonna smash up the Worm God. This one's gonna smash up the Worm God. This one's gonna smash up the Worm God, but this one is gonna make its way over to you, Coco. And we're gonna see how this goes. Coco, that is a 21 to hit you.
Oh, that just beats my AC currently.
One of them is gonna miss the Worm God. Another one's gonna miss the Worm God. And there's gonna be 18, so one of these is gonna hit the Worm God. So,
Okay.
Coco, you would have taken 16 points of bludgeoning damage, but somebody else took it for you as a shield erupts around you. And the Worm God is going to take 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hey, Worm God is dead.
Worm God is dead, and all of these things are going to head towards you on their next turn.
Yeah. I see. The thing is, though, Batty,
Yeah.
I can do that twice per day.
Okay. Okay. I see. Dustin? Anything you doing?
I think I still got. I can't remember how long. Those med pods, do they stay around, or do they like fucking
They last like
I'm-
die?
They last.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of those right now.
Okay. Does anybody other than Coco during this round want to do anything?
Back to concentrating everything.
Okay. Grifter?
Like what Dustin did, I have a healing kit on me. I have a medical kit, apparently. And it actually does have stats.
Okay.
So, I'm good to use a turn to heal myself a bit.
Okay.
Let's... I don't know why there's a thing on there to roll. Probably just put something on there. Okay, let's... 8 healing?
Yeah, that works.
Alright, that's my turn.
Coco? Or are you... We'll get to Tombo in a second if you want to do something.
I'm
Kibble?
just healing for 10. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Coco,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Who do we have today? Monkey!
Monkey!
Monkey God.
Monkey.
So, you summon Monkey God.
Oh,
I'm gonna say they're right next to you.
yeah. Oh god, I wasn't lucky with that one. They do not... Actually, it doesn't... I don't think I see the HP on here. Oh wait, never mind. There it is. It's bad.
Okay.
It's very bad.
It's gonna be one hit that doesn't hit you or any of your friends.
It's true. I'm stalling for time. So, I have to wonder about something. Let's see. Oh, yes! There's 7 monkeys!
So, basically what you see is, you see a golden humanoid form with a monkey's head emerge next to Coco. It's about, over 10 feet tall, and it looks a little bit more on the thin side compared to all the other guardian gods that you've seen. But suddenly, similar to Tonbo earlier, it splits into 4, but then it splits into 3 others. And I am gonna say, Coco, if you just want to put 7... No, I'll do it for you.
Okay. It's gonna be a pain in the ass.
No, it's easy. I can do this easy. So there's 2. I setted this out. It's my burden to bear.
Yay.
Yeah, 7. So 7 monkey gods form, and we can tell which is the actual one. Coco, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Let's see. You said they're 10 feet tall, right? How tall are these statues I've been scrapping with?
They're about between 20 and 30.
Oh,
Whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah, these are giant fists barreling down upon you, but you've been shielded from their attacks so far.
Let's see. I'm just gonna have like 3 of them dogpile the one closest to me. And just like try to keep it pinned down.
Okay. I guess roll a strength check with advantage
from
for
Monkey?
Monkey God. Yeah, from Monkey God.
Okay. 19?
This thing is going to be temporarily pinned down.
Yes!
I'm gonna say all monkeys are going to be around it. And I'm gonna mark it with this real quick. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Well, I am... I don't know how long you'll be pinned down for. I also don't want to get too close to the others, but I'm going to risk it, so I'm going to stay put.
Okay. It's gonna be their turn. They're all going to attack a separate monkey. One's going to miss. Another's gonna miss. They're all gonna miss.
Yes!
And Coco, roll me another strength check with advantage for Monkey God.
Yay. 14?
14. This guy is gonna break free, but that's his turn. So nobody takes any damage this turn. We can fast forward to Coco unless if somebody has something specific they want to do.
No.
Oh, I have no idea if Advanced 10 works, but I'm gonna try that too. Like, wrapping 10 around arm.
Okay. Coco,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I would like to take a quick gander at the bar. How much time has lapsed since last I observed?
It is over halfway through.
Okay. So, we got some work to do. Let's see. It's tricky. I have something kind of fucking stupid in mind.
Okay. I'm listening.
How tall is this temple?
So this room specifically, the hallways are a little bit shorter, but it's about 50 feet tall.
Okay. So, I am going to actually do something kind of convoluted. I'm going to have basically it's you know that Barrel of Monkeys, how they link arms together?
Yes.
I kind of want to get the monkey god to toss me and sequential monkeys to catch me going further up.
That is going to be an athletics check with disadvantage, I'm going to say, because you're relying on the success of a bunch of different monkeys.
Okay. It doesn't have athletics on the sheet.
Athletics, acrobatics. If it doesn't have acrobatics, then it's dexterity.
Gotcha, okay. He does actually have acrobatics. Shit.
Oh, okay. Coco. You're not able to get away, and a free hit is going to be taken upon you.
Damn. That's what I get for being clever.
Your 21 hit you?
Yeah, wait, actually, hold on. Yeah, actually, my AC right now is 20.
Okay. You're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's not so bad.
As you bump into one of these guys' heads. And I'm gonna place you right here.
Oh, God.
It's gonna be their turn. I'm gonna see if they're gonna aim for specifically clones or you. One is going to aim for you. That is a 9 on the die. These guys are rolling really bad. That not 9 on the die, a 9 total. That's a nat 20 for one of the monkey clones. Okay, so 2 of them are gonna hit the monkey clones. and they're going to obviously vanish. I need to roll one more. And another one's gonna miss the monkey clones. So, you're good for now.
Yay.
Coco, your turn again. Two of your monkey clones have been vanquished.
Let's see. I am going to dash away again, I suppose. Let's see. Over here, yes.
Okay.
And then I guess I'm going to command the rest of them to dogpile again on the one that's closest to me.
Okay. So I'm going to say it's going to be this one. Roll me athletics check with advantage.
Okay. Acrobatics or athletics? Because he only has acrobatics.
That's strengthen.
Oh, fuck.
With advantage, that's actually going to beat this one. It rolled bad.
Wow.
I rolled a 4 for context. These two are going to be able to reach you. This one will not. And they're both going to come towards you. Does a nat 20 hit you?
Does a nat 20 hit me? Of course it does.
You lucky son of a bitch. You're going to take 24 bludgeoning damage.
24?
Oh, as you take no damage because the shield reactivates. And with that, it's your turn again.
Well, time for Coco to do more stupid shit. These things are huge, right?
Yes.
I'm going to do something kind of stupid. I'm going to try to put one in an arm lock and use it as a hostage.
With your strength?
Yes, with my own strength.
It's going to be an athletics check with disadvantage because you're very much smaller.
16?
So, Kokomoto.
Yes.
As one is about to barrel down at you, you're able to sidestep its hand and bend its finger back. And you can't have a lot of movement over this, but this giant statue, due to your supernatural strength, you're able to position it.
I basically just want to use it as a shield.
Yes, you can do so, but you can only do it in one direction, basically.
That's fine.
Okay. So, these two are going to keep coming towards you, Coco, and the other one's going to try to do its thing. Coco, which one? So, you would be behind this one right now?
Okay, I'll move.
And I just want to tell you that I rolled a nat 20.
On its partner, right? Or is that to break out?
These things were unkillable. Until you did that, so... it just smashes its head completely apart. That one's gonna try to break out of being grappled. I want you to roll me another strength check for Monkey God.
Ooh.
Yep, it is. It's gonna be free its turn. And this one is...
Wait.
Yeah.
I thought they had advantage.
Yeah, you've been rolling those with advantage. I don't know if it still stays, Batty.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Because there's multiple of them. Yeah, no. You saw that. Okay.
That's an 19 then, I suppose.
And this one's just gonna miss you. Coco, it's your turn again.
Alright. Second time's the charm, I suppose. I should like to grapple another lad.
Okay.
Strength check again?
With disadvantage, yes.
Okay. Or wait, was it something else like acrobatics? I forget.
Athletics.
It was athletics specifically.
Athletics, okay. Ugh. Damn.
Okay, you're not able to pull the same trick with this thing.
Alright, well, I still have movement speed, so. Crap. Over here.
Okay.
I am the most effective keep away player, it seems.
I am going to roll, and this guy shouldn't have this icon anymore. They are both going to go after your monkey clones. They're both going to hit, so just out of bases. These guys are down. And roll me an athletics check for monkey.
Monkey, okay.
Or strength, rather.
17?
17. This one is going to break free, but that's his.
Damn.
Coco,
Yes.
anything else you want to do?
Well, that is what I have in mind.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for these guys. One is gonna come towards you, Coco. The other are gonna hit monkey gods and miss. And you're going to be attacked for 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
What was the attack?
It would like to hit you. It was a 23.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my bad.
For how much points?
For 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. How much time is left on the timer?
You look, and this thing looks like it's... You turn back, this thing looks like it's about to make another hit. You look towards the timer, and it crumbles apart into gemstones. And you see a key emerge from the center.
Oh, that wasn't so bad.
Coco, your arm feels numb from taking the brunt of this thing. But it doesn't seem broken or anything. And as everybody pulls their arms out of the holes in the wall, you feel haggard and you feel injured, but you look at your arms and they're perfectly fine.
I feel like I just got my ass kicked.
I'm exhausted.
And we have another one to deal with.
Is this door open now?
Yes. It just falls over.
Ugh. So... Just... Anything left of these things?
You can scavenge them if you so choose.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Indubitably.
I guess look around, I guess.
That's a 14.
You find 2 ethereal gemstones.
I call off the monkey god to make things easier to look at.
Okay. Monkey god dissipates
16. I think I have advantage with survival.
16.
I think I'm like I'll take the 13. I don't remember clearly if I have.
Nah, 16. You find 3 ethereal gemstones.
How about me 16 too?
3.
Wait, what?
Does anybody grab the key?
Oh yeah. Coco, you got it?
Coco,
Yes.
as the key is obtained, you see more floating text appear before you.
What does it say?
Step 3. Exterminate the giants so they know that you're bigger than them.
Oh, I don't like that either.
Why? What's it saying? I see it floating, but like
It says exterminate the giants so they know you're bigger than them. God, these people had some kind of weird complex or something.
just like the damn mural we found.
I'm tired. That was exhausting.
I guess we better get out of here.
You did an amazing job, Coco.
Yeah, I figured I probably had the best shot with that one.
Honestly, if it was Seox, he could have just gone up and waited it out.
Yeah,
You too, for that matter.
Ha! Oh, I didn't think of that. Dang it.
This was fun. This was fun though. I got to feel smart. Kinda.
I'm gonna say this out of character. It wouldn't have helped.
Oh.
But yeah, that being said, I think that's a good place to end the session.
Okay.
Thank y'all for coming. We got a lot of good character shit in today's session. You guys complete another trial, and there will be one more next session.
Oh, can't wait for that one.
Ooh,
Goodbye.
that's the one I'm worried about.